in short summary, after a great deal of debate of what to do with the money, you started a bar, went out and bought quite a few new things, between especially the black market griffins and guard drakes, as well as spent a great deal of time informing Cleo the situation that was going on with many of the farms. Found out that she's going out there to immediately investigate. Also, the fact that Stalos was didn't want to initially fuck with her, considering she is considerably more stern than any other person, guard, knight, or anyone in between that he's probably met. After setting out finally on the seas of Polgain and buying a long ship, you had placed your griffins on board along with your guard drakes, and then also have spent a great deal of time sailing out to cover Veronica Fairbridge's estate upon request of one of the previous ambassadors of Anso, and also the important trade ambassador, who is also keeping track of that. Give me a check. The Dragonborn, who had given you written permission, Elmic Razier, especially for saving his life. He had mentioned that if you can find solid evidence that Veronica Fairbridge is to blame for these matters, you would obviously have full validation to eliminate her, and then also to come to meet him at the Grand Magistrate's estate for your reward. Obviously, if not, it would be up to you to decide what you wish to do after that. But obviously, you are now currently out on the open ocean, traveling to Onso. Or, well, essentially closer to its capital, Galera, as well as near Veronica Fairbridge's estate on the ocean side. So, after getting your new griffins, the well-trained ones, you essentially had found a small school of alpha fish. Thankfully, with a long ship, they weren't really tempted to try and headbutt and bash the ship to pieces like they've been known to do, especially the intimidation of the size of the creature they were swimming with. Creature being them not intelligent enough to tell that you're not a whale.
Dumbass, stupid ass fish.
So, after
Nice fish.
after having a nice feast on those, griffins being
Delicious.
satisfied, as well as the drinks, some of you would be able to grab a few pieces before the griffins eat their fill, and kind of leave essentially nothing but bones left over. The griffins are fat and happy here on the oceans. You can see Nira is still fairly nervous in the open ocean. You can tell she hugs closer to the masts in the middle of the ship and stays very far away from the edges. How about that? It's very easy to assume that she probably can't swim. And also wearing heavy plate mail is not exactly ideal for ocean travel.
Is she staying above deck or is she going below deck?
Constantly going below deck, occasionally coming up for air.
Yeah, it doesn't smell great down there, but
No. Even on a fresh long ship, it still has old musty smells in the hold, and obviously being previously used by whoever was the predecessor of holding ownership of the ship. But yes,
it's got room for livestock, so probably a farmer of some kind. It's a rich farmer, though.
or someone transporting cattle on request.
There you go. Cattle merchant. Cattle rancher. Cattle pirate!
Side note, it just reminds me of the hilarious history where pirates stole a shipment of cattle and then they begged the military to take it back because they wouldn't stop vomiting on the ocean.
Insanity.
It was fucking hilarious because the ship smelt so bad. The military said, "Yeah, nah, you can just leave."
Just go. We don't want.
I'm not kidding.
Go,
That's
please.
actually a fact of history. The English army was just like, this ship smells fucking awful. Get the fuck out of here before we kill you. They literally forced the pirates to leave with the fucking cattle that they stole. It was fucking great.
That's insanity.
So, on the nice, beautiful ocean, after a nice little fishing trip that you did, it would be the second day, obviously traveling towards the Fairbridge estate as you've been pointed in that direction. So, if any of you would like to roll me a d8.
A D8?
Yes.
I forgot how to.
Slash roll 1d8.
Oh, thank you.
So, Jin is the first one. So, go with him.
That is a good question. Why is it the wheelchair one? Why is Drake in a wheelchair?
That's why.
That's from
What is the
Oh
fastest?
no,
boat?
yeah, I'm saying why is the Drake that will be accompanying us into battle? Why did you go for the
Degrassi.
wheelchair one?
What is the
he's
fastest?
the
Drake?
Degrassi Junior High Drake.
Yes. Confusing.
Quick, hop on, I'll wheel you out.
So we got 2 3s, a 4, and a 1.
Wait, can I cast guidance and add D4 to that?
No.
My cantrip?
I don't think this is a roll. This is a like random
encounter.
number generator featuring the players. It's him. He's here.
But your gasp is on.
It's him! The man himself!
My chest. He's here.
Rain, your camera is dead. It has died. I feel sad.
You can't see my camera?
I cannot. It's stuck loading.
Dead ass?
Smurf.
Can anyone else see me?
I can see you just fine.
Thanks.
I need to double check something because I was not expecting this, but
Hello, Rain.
Hello.
I guess I should have guessed that this was a possibility, so I should have made sure to have this at the ready. So I just gotta Google something real quick.
I do this, I look more Asian.
Encounter Balancer. Kraken versus party of 5 level 9 characters with some magic items.
And griffins.
And flying mounts. Flying mounts is a big adjuster.
Can griffins fight?
If we're mounted on the griffins, we have to use our action to like make them attack, but they can make the attacks that are on their sheet. Alternatively, if we're not mounted on them, they will act according to their nature on their turns in combat, if they are in combat. So if this is a trained griffin, you say, Griffin, whatever you named your griffin, for me it's Featherhead. If I tell Featherhead to go do some shit, God, another boat.
What?
It's pirates. It's pirates, ladies and gentlemen, they're pirates. It's a small boat.
How did it go from
It's so little.
No?
It's a papa.
a rowboat?
It's still got 4 masts on it.
No pirate.
Gnome pirates. More like pixie pirates.
Pixie pirates.
The Turk
The
Ogre has a fucking ship.
Toger.
Pixie pirates with their tiny... They have this tiny ship, but it flies because fairy dust.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you. Bless you. Come on, Jin, I know you're just waiting to roast a Turk Ogre.
The Turk Ogre falls from the sky. I cast Fireball at 9th level.
I'm immune to that, so I'll be fine.
Immune to fire damage. It's insane. I need to level this fucking runestone up.
You gotta find
That's
the weapon that
power.
goes with it too.
Going back to your early comment, Sam, I just want to say last week or last session when you had your hair all done, you looked super Asian. So you talked about you look Asian before. No, you look super Asian last time.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Alrighty. I really should have expected this to happen.
What, that we would roll a specific number?
Yeah.
Was it a 1?
Yeah.
It was a 1.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
So no matter what I tell assholes and to do, they still put onions no matter how hard I tell them don't.
That's factual. People put onions in things no matter what you ask them to do.
like
I
them.
hate onions. I feel you.
So delicious.
They're great.
Scallions are acceptable. Onions are not.
Alrighty. So,
Does our boat shrink? Wait, is that our new boat?
there's a reason why it says your longship and then it's health.
It's health? Where's the health? I don't see the health.
Combat,
bar.
y'all.
I don't see the where. Whoa.
The boat kind of roll for initiative.
I cannot see the health.
It says
Oh,
you're
there it is. Oh dear.
Alrighty.
Josh.
So,
Josh, was I right on track when I said Kraken?
something a little bit
Josh.
different.
Oh no. It's gonna be Godzilla, y'all.
Been drinking, haven't you?
Me? No.
Alrighty. So with that, as you're going along, you do see quite a few coral reefs and other things that are quite comforting. There are quite a few tropical areas. But you start to see what seems like smashed ships at the bottom of this crystal clear area.
We scout with our griffins.
You can definitely scout around. But, so with that,
Can I mount up?
you definitely can.
Regulator.
I'm up in the air. I'm circling around.
Alrighty. So, go ahead and roll me a perception as you're going about.
Perceptuar. 25. 16 plus 5, 9.
Alright. So, you actually see a specific wreckage. Looks like various masts and figureheads all clumped together by some creature, maybe. As well as
Can
what
I tell?
seems a
Can I
heap
tell
of
any
gold.
age? Ooh.
You actually see a very large amount of it. And you do see it just ahead of the ship as you're going along. At this point, you do see that there is a heavy lurch. The silt at the seabed is heavily disturbed, kind of like as if the treasure itself has been tilted or getting dumped down for a brief moment or shifting.
Like something under it is moving?
Mm-hmm.
Can I give warning to my party that something is happening on the seafloor? Telepathically?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, so one after another, you each hear, something is happening. Be aware.
So,
Wait, is that other ship our previous ship?
That's the little icon representing our ship's state and health.
mm-hmm.
It's a token for our ship,
We
rather
drop
than make the
anchor.
whole ship the token, because that would be annoying.
So, on the initial, as you see the ship heading closer to where the gold is, you see the gold itself actually move through the water towards the ship.
The gold is moving.
Yes. At this point, everyone who's on the ship, Aiden, you see this happen very quickly.
Oh god.
Suddenly, The ship lurches as you see a huge amount of silt kick up from the seabed floor, coral and other pieces being destroyed.
Can I mount up?
You definitely can. So you mount up just as this happens. So thankfully you don't have to make a dexterity saving throw on this. As on the side, you hear a very heavy crunch dig into the ship. You can hear the sound of wood splintering like it just struck a coral reef. With that, you could see on the side as you move forward, right? This now lurches on the side of the ship, and everyone, roll me a dexterity saving throw for those who are on the ship. Griffins don't have to, because obviously they can just fly, but to see whether or not you get thrown off the ledge as the entire ship tips to the left on the port
Roll
side.
the what?
Dexterity saving throw.
Do
Very
they have
nice.
advantage because I warned them?
Unfortunately not, but they are not surprised for this round.
Oh, also that thing's horrific. I just looked back at the main thing. That's awful. Why'd you make it big? Why'd you do that thing?
As you now are under assault from one of the fabled creatures of this section of the ocean that many had feared before, many a sailor before, any of you really got the chance to find out. The keelbreaker crab. Which now... So, Jin, Thrice, Rain, you are good.
Woo.
Alright, so
I knew what I know what I should have done instead of gotten on my fucking griffin. Fuck. Okay.
Ooh, Jim, what you drinking? Sorry.
no, that's fine.
Look good.
That's good thing. Alright, so Artris will actually
You're
amazingly
muted.
fail. That was a bad roll.
Some green apple soju with some apple juice.
Yummy.
Apple on apple on apple.
Ooh,
I'll go get a pizza. I'll be back.
Alright.
Are we rolling a Nishwar?
Yes, you are. As soon as I finish rolling a dex for all of these fucking boys and girls.
Hehehe.
That would not be advantage
What
for her.
Griffin
But
flying? Right.
Nira's going overboard as well.
What'd you say, Rose?
I thought Nero was
Griffin
like
flying right.
underground.
I'm flying
actually, no,
on
you're
Griffin.
right.
Yeah.
She would be under
Yeah,
the
In the hole.
and well, yep, along with Dia currently. Our Trista
You're
is
cut
still
out.
going
No,
away.
Once again, it's only us.
Somehow.
Start hitting the initiative on this. Our Triss is over here, essentially hanging on. Grabbing Kupo-shacks.
My horse and me have shitty initiative.
What's a Griffin flying rate?
So shift double click on Griffin token, it'll open the sheet. They can fly 80 feet in a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet.
So they're super.
They also have advantage on perception checks. So I should have asked my Griffin to look at the water. It would have been able to be like, hey, that's a fucking monster. Not just gold, dumbass.
Don't be fucking stupid.
Don't be stupid. That's how Featherhead talks to me. Should I actually not have Featherhead in the turn order, actually, now that I think about it? Because I'm mounted. So I shouldn't have rolled separately because I'm dumb.
But that you should not have Featherhead in the initiative count right now.
My apologies.
So I will remove him for the time being.
Sorry.
Mounted, it's one roll.
Yeah, because currently they act like your legs. They don't have their own
Mhm.
attacks.
They can only attack if you use your action to make their attack, which for a Griffin would be a multi-attack, but
Or if you
Some people
dismount it
prefer
and
to
give
attack.
them an order, and then they can act on their own. but you'd have to be.
Would they roll initiative at that point? Is that how that would work, or would they still just go on your turn?
They would essentially just go after you. I do that just.
So
there's
essentially, I can jump off my griffin onto this thing and stab it in the head. My griffin is going to get its own turn.
Yes.
Don't get too close to the thing. I'm gonna be flinging spells. You know the drill. Is it on the ship or is it next to the ship?
It's on the ship. Like
It's like crawling up
see
the side.
The claw initially slammed into the hull and punched a hole in the ship, and its
Front.
full front 3 legs from the right side have like hooked over the railing.
Ew.
One of you druids, can you like close the hole somehow? With druid magic?
Do I have mending? That wouldn't. It would take a long time to do it with mending. And
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
have
like, how
mending.
big is that hole? Yeah. You have to wait 24 hours and sort of think it out.
Could I? Does plant growth work?
It would depend. All right, and you guys should have control of your guard drakes if you want to use them for the time.
Yay.
But
Snake should be. Yeah, he's in the turn order.
Whoops.
Snake and Drake.
The
Um,
Drake Hound is
Do I have to
unfortunately
roll for him?
that was the dexterity. I'll say he's basically slammed up against the railing right now because obviously he's towards the mid.
He would have got his wheels would have got caught on the railing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he got stopped there. So essentially, the ship is lurching that way to the port. You don't want the bow.
Josh, my apologies, man. My apologies, man. I rolled a 17 for initiative, but I didn't click my token. Should I re-roll?
I could just add you manually.
Thanks, man.
There we are.
Rain, that's a good spell. You should save it for when we're repairing the ship after we kill this thing.
oh, that's what I was trying to suggest it for, but I clicked on it rather than talked about it. I'm glad we.
You could also do a whirlpool and try and suck it down, but I guess it's not. It breathes water, so I don't know how helpful that would be.
And then, Rain, did you roll initiative yet?
Yeah. No.
I don't want to fight that thing. Well, it's happening.
Of course I did.
Could I ask for one more favor, DM?
Yes.
Could you put Aiden on top of the griffin rather than under?
I didn't know griffin bottom.
The griffin is the top, so deal with it.
Appreciate.
There we are.
It just makes it easy to get the tokens.
Alright, that was-
Y'all are raw. I'm sorry.
And Paul again,
Smoking again.
he essentially
Focus.
slams into the helm, but he was holding onto that anyway, especially being a seasoned veteran on the seas.
Artress is over. God. Oh no.
So with that, I believe I have everyone there. All right. So especially with that, the keel breaker is lurching up onto the front of the ship. You see the. Oh, I forgot to roll for the keel breaker. But as you do see it lurch over the front of the ship. You can see the beautiful glittering gold and the various figureheads, old flags from other ships that has been shattered upon its hardened shells and the rocks below and collected, obviously to be almost a sickly temptation to many a sailor. As you can tell, has probably worked in a great deal of time, but has also managed to catch you by surprise. Obviously, is used to many a ship traveling this route. And Paul Game, not being very used to these waters, has unfortunately played right into the clutches of the keel breaker.
Fuck, do we pay this guy for?
It's okay. We're actually really good at, genocide, so.
Genocide. That's such a harsh word. It's one creature.
Kind of what we do, though.
Are you calling us murder hobos?
Maybe.
Yeah, kind of. For the loot.
Alrighty. So Artress, little shaken, but is going to initially spend her main action, trying to climb back onto the ship and at least over the railing. A solid 25 manages to kip over the rail and kind of hold on to it. Do be careful, because if you are at another position when this creature is moving, you could tell it might lurch the ship again. They might get chucked overboard. Alrighty. That rain. You can see this creature, and it's basically right up near you. You can see the one heavy, big black orb eyeball looking down at you as you see the foam kind of building up in its mouth, and one of the other claws kind of lurching over slowly towards you.
Is it like literally next to me, like next to my face, like this close? Like, what are we talking?
5 feet.
Literally there. You are basically at its underbelly as it's lurching over this edge of the ship.
You should put Rain's token forward as well so that they can see. Is your if that helps visualize Rain so you can see where you are.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I think I'm going to. Yeah. Is this like a creature, or is this like a natural creature?
Surprisingly enough, this is actually a natural creature of the world.
Great. I'm gonna just swing at it.
Alright.
See if something comes of it. Is that gonna do anything?
With an 11 to hit, unfortunately not. That just...
Even when I'm here, even when I'm like right here to it, it does nothing? Not even a scream?
With that, you slam into the heavy shell of this crab. And you can tell, especially from its size, and even though it's been obviously attacked multiple times, it still has a fairly respectable shell.
Can I get on my griffin and fly the fuck out of here?
Yes you can, but it will get a free action to attack either you or the griffin. Or I should say a free reaction.
I'll take my chances. I'm gonna try to fly up.
Alright.
Am I close enough to? Oh no, I didn't ready it though. I was gonna say, am I close enough to use the action because the thing is gonna try and attack her?
Unfortunately not. So that the pincer is obviously going to try and fly away with your griffin.
Yeah, I want to like fly out to like here if I can. That's my aim. Can I do that?
Alrighty. So, as you get onto the griffin, obviously you start getting out to here, so you'd be here. The pincer quickly raises up in a snap reaction and will latch on to your griffin's back hind quarter with a heavy crushing 13 bludgeoning damage as it just starts crushing its backside. Now grappling your griffin. Go ahead.
A lot for these things, and you're gonna get that already.
I'll get it. I'll heal it. Can I
I'll
heal
buffer it out. Unfortunately, you already used your main action to attack, unless you have the bonus action healing word.
it? Oh, I can.
She does.
Wait a minute.
But essentially, that is grappled, and go ahead and roll me a. Well, actually, let's see. A fairly easy strength saving throw, just so you don't get thrown from the creature as you're flying up and suddenly lurch and stop. Yeah,
20?
You're perfectly fine there. You're able to hold on tight, but you're 10 feet up in the air, hanging over the bow. The ship's rocking, and the crab's literally out there, reached out, and dug its claw right into the back hindquarters of your griffin as it's flapping around.
I end.
Alrighty.
So wait, is how far I got, or was I able to go all the way?
Nope, that's literally how far you got. The creature literally snapped its claw out and grappled in its attack. That's part of its actions.
Okay.
If it's you can tell, obviously, if it successfully hits you with its pincher, that you're going to be grappled. Alright, with Poshak, he is gonna take a bonus action dash to get over here.
I appreciate Ku. He has 0 brain cells or fear.
Y'all fucking
That's it.
wanted to
Cool
get
is a real asset.
I remember when you guys originally wanted to kill him.
He's dangerous.
Some of us are still there.
If you're his enemy, but he's your ally. So he's gonna
Stop.
activate his dagger of venom. Hopefully he's unfortunately does not sink the dagger in. The heavy armor blocks it. It's gonna try and, well, first time in a while, spare a dagger. Bad rolls tonight for Crew. As he tries to sink the 2 daggers and just as he's jumping up to try and slam the knives in. Unfortunately, nothing getting through.
Can we see any weak point on this thing or no?
You would have to roll me a perception on your turn if you would like to try and investigate it, or perception or investigation.
So, is it completely on the ship?
You could do either one if you want, Aiden. I'm fine with keeping the old one.
But is
Can
this thing
I-
like completely up, or is some of it in the water?
For that, it's completely up on the deck now. Like, the 2 claws, like, pulled it over. You do see that water is rushing in currently.
Uh-oh.
At this point, Dia, I will put her down over here, but she's not off the ship. She is currently down below, trying to rush supplies to the front bow to try and stem the tide of water.
I thought she was trying to pull a Jesus walk. Okay.
Whoa! Alrighty. So... yes, that's fine.
Okay.
You might need it.
See, I hate that because now I need to take this. Okay, fine. So be it. Bye, Fireball. I knew thee well.
I'm saying boil some crap.
Also, Jin Jake likes the fact that you have invincible. Alrighty. So with that, you can see the creature shifting as it still keeps the grip on the griffin. But then you see as it kind of looks around to the large group before its eyes, and you see one of the figureheads on the top shell of this crab start to mournfully wail, and it echoes clean across the ship and around the area. So everyone that's within 60 feet of it needs to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Am I within 60 feet because I'm flying up, presumably above the ship?
Yeah, does
But
that count?
Pythagorean, it would still count because it goes diagonally as well. It's a bubble.
We making con?
Yeah, you and your griffins, every creature. Thankfully, Paul Gain
Constitution
is.
saves.
Thankfully, Paul Gain is not within reach of that.
Aiden Ka, Constitution
Oh.
save.
Wait, can I use my inspiration to reroll?
Yes,
Did you
can.
say 60 feet?
Yep. So basically, if you're at Paul Gain and behind, then you would be out of range. But currently,
My Griffin got a 17, I got a 12.
Lovely.
Or Constitution.
Love it.
Artress.
Oh, my girlfriend got a 5 because he's a dumbass. He's weak.
Alright, and then let's see. Whole lot going on. Nira and Dia are fine because they're below deck currently trying to deal with the hole in the ship. Drake will be fine from this. And then Invincible and the Griffin as well need to roll. The Griffin crews here. Because I don't think Rain rolled for his and the one near Thalos as well. Alrighty.
Roll for my Griffin because I don't know how.
Alright, don't worry. I got you. Griffin's good. That Griffin's good. Whole lot going on in this one shot action. I need to get coups up and con save, and unfortunately he's gonna get hit by that. Alright, so those who got a below a 16 is stunned.
Oh fuck.
And that will be
I hate stunned. We hate that.
and that will be until the end of your next turn. And so 8. As well as if you failed, you take 5 damage from the thunder. If you succeeded, you only take half, so 2.
Damage, okay.
Yeah, if you succeeded. So,
And you're not stunned.
correct.
Nope. The Griffin is though.
Alright, and Rain, you got 6 on your con save. Alright, so you're stunned as well.
Who?
You did, Rain?
Who?
Alright. All that going on. So effectively, Ramus, you said your Griffin is stunned?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yours is going to go plummeting into the ocean. So you're going to go, unfortunately, take a swim. Because at that point, they would not be
We
able to
just
maintain.
bought those.
But it's not crashing, it is a soft glide into the ocean because they are not terrible flyers.
Do you get save on damage on that, or is that or you just get save every 6
He
seconds?
doesn't take any damage. Griffins glide to the ground when stunned.
Oh, dope.
If they had, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it's kind of like a whimsical flyer kind of way. They would just plummet straight down. Alright, and then Aiden, you said you failed as well.
I failed. I am stunned. I'm on my Griffin's back. Do I need to try and stay on, or do I just fall?
Unfortunately, actually, roll me an intelligence for your Griffin.
My Griffin? Okay.
Yeah.
I still have the Griffin as my thing. Ooh.
You
How
want
can
it to be
can I
above 10.
argue? Can I argue that it would be wisdom because it's experience with previous riders rather than intelligence?
It still
in
needs to be
a
smart enough
fight.
to realize that you're incapacitated.
Oh, come on. But like, why? You have to be wise enough to realize from its experience with humans. Don't make me roll intelligence. It's a -4. Oh
Gotta
god.
be an intelligence. Alright.
Oh, 12 minus 4 is 8.
Alright. Unfortunately, you're gonna go plummeting into the ocean from up there.
I'm dying. I die. Okay.
Another one of Nate's characters succumbs to the water.
I ain't doing shit next turn, fellow druid. I got ganked. Are you telling me this thing has higher dex than me? Are you sure about that?
My brother.
I'm dead. I'm dying. Is it more
Not
than
on my
6 seconds of falling? Is it more? Am I more than 60 feet?
But that falling into water from the 80 feet, you don't reach terminal velocity, so even the splashdown, it hurts, but it's more of the red slap on your back. You're gonna have a bruise, but you're not taking damage.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
You didn't fall long enough distance. It would have to usually be over 100 feet to reach terminal velocity at that point to get hit by water.
Okay, so I am stunned.
Yes, stunned
Do
and
I-
sinking.
Great. Love it. Wonderful.
But on your turn, your griffin will fly down to try and grab you.
Okay, dope.
Because they are, at least, thankfully, fucking trained.
They're loyal beasts.
Alright, so after that huge, significant situation, the keelbreaker is going to fully lurch onto the front of the bow, tipping the ship heavily forward, but thankfully now no longer tilting it to the port side, but you do see that the front bow piercer is starting to break at the same time. Now water is starting to rush into the lower decks where it punched in with its huge power claw originally. And I didn't. Obviously, you're about to start sinking, but your griffin can easily fly down and scoop you out of the water in your stunned state.
In the hole to try and get underneath the griffin.
You broke up a little bit there and get in the hole underneath.
Oh, the ones underneath in the hold underneath the ship. Is there space for them to try and get underneath the griffin? Is it breaking enough? Not the griffin, the crab. Is it breaking enough for them to actually see it?
I don't think there are any under the ship. They were all above deck. We only bought 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
There are
no,
only
I'm
4.
saying, can any of our people, Dia or whatever?
Dia and Nira see that there's water rushing in, and Dia's already started bringing supplies front. Nira is on her turn is going to rush to the front to try and stem the tide of water flowing in through the front bow.
What do I
Can they get
roll?
under the griffin? Not the griffin, the crab, and stab it?
From there, no, because essentially you have the front bow that curves downward. The crab essentially took the one claw and slammed it into the front, so it punched a hole below the waterline and then lurched itself up.
Bastard.
It's standing on the deck, fucking with people.
Yeah.
Specifically, Rain.
It's breaking pieces as it's walking over the deck, but unfortunately from where the hole is, there's no way somebody could reach it from there.
Question.
Yes.
How big is the crab compared to me?
Compared to you, the keelbreaker, especially being at a huge monstrosity, it stands like if you were on the ground, you're like 5 foot. This creature is 5 of you.
Okay,
It's 25 feet tall,
gotcha.
and probably just as wide, with 2 fucking bus wides.
Gotcha. Never mind.
Alright. So unfortunately, Aiden, that is your turns. The griffin rescue you from the abyss.
It does get me though. Okay.
Yes.
Can we also fly away out of the 60 feet of this thing? Is that possible?
With that, obviously flying a little further south, getting the distance from that. Yes, you can.
Okay. Should I put myself back on my griffin? Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. Alright, and obviously
Okay,
at
then
the
I'll
end of your turn, you'll be awakened.
Oh, and I'm not stunned. Dope! Yay!
Alrighty. So with that, Thalos.
All right. Damn. Okay. All right. So I see that Aiden's been picked up by his griffin.
Yes. And you do see that
Okay.
Ramus, his griffin, has sunk below the waves, and he's now trudging water.
Okay. I look to the griffin that's right behind me, and I sort of direct it to go get Ramus.
Alright. So,
And I
What about-
cast Blight on.
on the... Oh, sorry,
Crab.
you broke up.
The
Alright.
crab on the deal breaker.
Oh, very nice.
I mean, are there any more than one target? Is he gonna cast Blight on the party member?
Yeah, just for extra flair. Just really...
Blight coup
Jam?
for style points. Or stunned coup.
Well, I'm pretty sure that passes because he got a 21. But if I recall half damage, so go ahead and roll your 8d8 because he still takes half of it. Very nice. That's still a good chunk of damage there.
All right. And with my movement, I use my boots of springing back to where Paulgain is.
Alrighty.
I ready my spirit back. Yeah, and get ready to cover anybody that's going to be attacked. That's it for me.
Alright. And then immediately after that, especially following your orders, the Griffin saw you point over here, immediately flies down over to here, scoops you up, Ramus.
What about my griffin?
Unless you have some way to get a large creature out of the water, you're going to have to hope that you could swim to the edge of the boat or try and guide it there. It's obviously by the end of your turn, it'll regain its consciousness, but it is officially sinking.
Done
I
had
don't
its
like it.
chance.
I'm not happy about that.
That's understandable.
All right, bro. Not dead yet.
It's not dead yet. It's still salvageable. It's just it's gonna take a good effort. At the same time, I don't think anyone is ever expecting a giant crab with a stunning effect.
Fuck. Damn. Yeah, why is this crab a mind flare, by the way?
It was one of the bow figureheads, so it was magical.
I hate it. I hate it a lot.
So, Snake.
Snake. What would... I mean, Snake is an angry, angry boy. But Snake is afraid of that thing. Is there any way... No, fuck, blue drakes don't have swim speed, they have burrow speed. I don't know that Snake is going to be useful. He doesn't want to get up close to the Keelbreaker. So Snake is going to hang out here and defend Polgain. He's going to prepare his action if the crab comes for this end of the boat, the people over here, he'll spring into action with his multi-attack.
Alright.
He's snarling at the crab currently.
So, Nira and Dia are rushing to try and repair the flooding water. Just double checking. Alright. Strength for her real quick. Obviously, just so she can try and hold down the board, which she'll actually go into a rage for this. It's a good thing she did. She's actually able to start stemming a good portion of the tide as Dia is now essentially hammering into place and hefting one of the beams to try and keep the pressure from rushing in. So essentially, you guys are still at full sail, and the water is slamming into the front, pushing in, and it doesn't help either that whole section is dunked under the water with the keel breaker on the front.
Drop the anchor. Do like in like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies where they stop the ship.
Stop the ship and just launch it off. All right.
We gotta do we gotta Tokyo drift the boat.
All right. Drake Hound.
If anyone can do a Drake Cowan can.
Let me see.
It's kind of a tight spot up there. He can tuck underneath Rain's, because Rain's still up in the air. Rain is stunned on top of her Griffin, but especially being lurched and the Griffin not able to be really flying right now is sitting there above the deck.
Archie's there.
Alright.
See him?
Well, you can go ahead and move Drake and position him where you feel. It's kind of a tough spot. Whether or not you feel Drake would be gutsy enough to go against the large keel breaker or not.
It still has the leg of Rain's Griffin, right?
For that, yes, it's still holding onto the haunch.
I thought you said I got up in the air.
You're in the air. It's holding onto you while you're in the air.
Oh, love up.
So Drakehound, I guess, multi-attacks.
Alright.
The the claw, tying it into loose end.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll me those attacks. Let's try and loosen its grip. First two will not, but the third one will. But unfortunately, will not be a crit. Unless it has, it does have pack tactics. So the Black Drake Guard can swim, ironically.
Fuck.
Mechanic.
How come his is
breathe
still?
underwater.
Alright. Another 9 damage to the massive keel breaker. So, with that, over to you, Ramus. It's, unfortunately, you do see, your griffin is, sinking quite rapidly unless you do something.
Hey,
I don't think I rolled initiative for my griffin, did I?
For that, it's basically acting after yours, so... Here.
Yeah.
Actually,
Are my shadows long enough or strong enough to lift that thing up, or?
you can give it a try, if all three are trying to hold it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright.
Or you could ask for help from one of the mages,
Alrighty.
because those things are also very good at murder.
That is true.
I appreciate
Sorry,
the
summon.
sorry.
Actually, no. You know what? Yeah, they are good at murder. So I'm summon them here, and then summoning them is what, bonus?
Yes, it's a bonus action, and obviously you'll be able to attack.
What do you do to summon them? What does it look like? Do you just like grip your sword and they like just come out of your own shadow, or are they like coming up from under the water at your like beck and call? Like what is this? Do they come out of the crab shadow?
They come out. Yes, they come out of the crab shadow.
That's dope.
Killing him with his own shadow.
You're all about
Yeah.
blood magic, right? So you have to like cut yourself.
Yeah. Can I use Blood Curse of the Binding to slow its descent?
Slow, I assume slow movement.
Yeah, for my griffin sinking. Or does-
Unfortunately not. That's just its personal movement, not its actual travel speed sinking in the water.
Outside of its control.
Shit, there really isn't much I can do. But how far down is it? I have 60 feet of rope. Can I try and latch it there?
Yep, you could definitely try and latch the rope on, like tie it to this one and dive back down and wrap it around it. It's only 10 feet down currently. From the initial
yeah, I make an
smash down.
attempt.
Alright. Alrighty, so that it's easy enough to dive down. Go ahead and roll me a survival to see how quick you can tie those knots, just to be sure. Excellent. So, especially with that tying off to the saddle that you have on the griffin that's flying up above, quickly latch that on, dive right down, and before you even know it, you're already tying a full body harness it effectively from the rope to try and help drag this one out of the water towards the ship now. And with that, you can see, especially as you're kind of handling the griffin, it's panicking, but you are getting it closer towards the edge of the ship. The griffin is no longer stunned.
Is it underwater?
I guess.
Yeah, it's currently still underwater.
Do I pull it up, or was that my turn, the tying?
That was
That was
entirely
the
your turn
action.
as the tying, and obviously the griffin is going to try and pull the other griffin to the ship to try and get it out. Obviously, waterlogged feathers is going to be the other challenge there, getting it back on board. Alright. So, that over to Jin. Or
Wait,
actually,
do
sorry,
my shadows go now, or?
I almost forgot. Yeah. Roll them attacks, my man.
Oh, you're gonna find them.
There you go. Alrighty. 18 will definitely hit. So the 10 necrotic. Go ahead and roll that 1d4 strength thing. Very nice. That is fucking huge. Alright. But that, you can see that the Keelbreaker is definitely not enjoying that part of having its strength literally drained from its body.
Good, fuck it.
With that, Jin.
Is there any fucking room for me to go up there?
Unfortunately not. It's kind of a clusterfuck up the front there. But you do hear the sounds of rushing water and Dia and Nira yelling. You also see that, Ramus is gonna have to try and somehow coerce or get a griffin up onto deck.
I would move. I would move into the water. We jump in. Grab Dia.
Or no, they're not in the water right now. I
Oh.
put them there as placeholders for them being below deck working on the ship.
That makes sense.
Ramus is in the water with one of his griffins.
Yeah, fuck Ramus.
Okay.
This is a tough decision.
It is.
So what you said was happening to Ramus?
Currently,
I've got one.
yeah, his griffin
Trying to bring it up.
is in the water, and they're trying to he's trying to drag it up using the other griffin that's tied to it right now.
Is there a way I can ask him to toss me the rope to see if I can use my strength to pull?
Talking is a free action.
Yeah, so talking for action, the rope though is currently tied to the flying griffin
Right.
saddle, so you
I
can
think
order
I
that
have
thing to
a
come
rope.
down.
You're gonna pull two grip and me. Do you, dogs?
If my strength succeeds, maybe.
Jesus.
So I use the 50-foot rope that I have, and I shout out to Ramus to tie it to whatever's tying the two.
But isn't the other griffin in the air?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you and the griffin are trying to pull up that griffin.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get like the rope is not big enough for you to toss to me to help you out. So I'm using my rope so you can daisy chain it.
Yeah. So using the power of the one that's flying, and then him trying to pull you onto the ship.
So I tell Ramus to tie it to the rope that he has on his griffin, and I would like to use an athletics to try to pull the griffin up.
All right. Go ahead and roll me that nice athletics. It's going to be a little difficult because it's the larger griffin, especially waterlogged, fully sinking underwater.
Okay.
And arm wrestled a giant in one.
That's true.
Off feet up.
Roll me a dexterity
It's-
saving throw, brother.
Oh god.
All right, good. So you start to pull, and then you feel the thrashing of the griffin, and it almost yeets you over the side, but you catch yourself on the railing and kind of dig your heels in. You can tell that this is going to be a fucking challenge. But you still have the rope at least.
Yeah, at least.
So what happens if you get so many NPCs to save with you.
I have an idea. Okay. First, let me read this ability because I am very unsure if this would work.
It would have to be a bonus action because you already used your main action.
I know. I know.
Do you?
Can you use the dancing longsword to get like in between the joints? You know, crab shack style.
Still got to penetrate the armor, unless you do an actual investigation or perception to try and find a weak spot.
I have a question.
Yes.
If I am holding on to anything and I miss the step, does it come with me?
For that, with the rope, I would say, unfortunately, not. Because you can't do that effectively pull the creature. If you're teleporting yourself, it would not pull the mass with you. You would need actual teleport with that, or dimension door.
Well, that beats that. That idea. One second. Damn it. Alright. I guess I just hold on to dear life.
Alright.
Sometimes that's all you could do.
Invincible.
Invincible is like, I got you, brother, in my head, and he bites onto the rope and tries to use his strength.
Alright.
Cool.
Go ahead and roll me that strength. Hell yeah. Jin and the Warhorse start pulling Ramus and the Griffin to the side of the ship easily. Get back to the surface fully with your Griffin. One more of that, and you'll be able to easily pull the Griffin out of the water and onto the deck.
God damn.
Artress is no longer stunned finally, and over to Rain, which unfortunately your turn is spent stun. Ku's turn is
I'm not doing shit, is what you're saying.
unfortunately not. That's
Griffin try to get away.
Hell in the wind like this.
the Griffin, you can roll a strength to try and get away from the crab, which is also considerably weakened after the assault of the shadows.
You want me to roll?
The Griffins, yes.
Oh.
Like roll your Griffin.
How do I roll for the Griffin?
You should have a character sheet for the Griffin.
It's not in the. It's in the monsters thing at the bottom, below PC NPC. It's not in the PC Big Book of Beasts.
Oh, look at
All the way down.
The big
underneath
book of
those.
beasts is reserved for shapeshifting.
And my wildfire spirit. They get to hang out.
Would you be able to roll for me this one time while I read this and figure out how to use this sheet?
Sure.
The Griffin.
Yeah.
Same like a character sheet. You just click on the.
Yeah. So under action it says multi attack. So it says it makes 2 attacks, one with its beak and one with its claws. So you just click where it says beak and then you just click where it says claws.
Oh, okay.
But now you're doing strength saves, so you just click where it says strength. STR.
And unfortunately, that Griffin rolled a 6. So let's see what the kill
Doesn't
breaker
have
gets.
So I'm gonna die as well.
He rolled a 10 even in his weakened state. There's 2 points down and he's still holding on. Alrighty.
My thing's gonna suck the life out of this thing before we kill it. Is that how we're gonna have to go?
Probably. Because we're stunned. Dia. Oh, she's effectively spending her turn repairing. And then the keel breaker. He's not liking all these people packed up on him. So you
Don't
see
really like him.
the figureheads in his treasure stash start to glow again.
These fucking figureheads. What's up with these things?
Alrighty. So I need everyone within 60 feet of it to make me a wisdom saving throw. As you hear this mournful, horrific wail echo across the bow of the ship.
27.
All right.
That's stupid.
Oof.
Do I have to roll for my shadows?
Yes, you do. It's a DC 16 that you want.
My wisdom my griffin failed. It got a crit fail.
Do they run on my wisdom or do they have
Their own.
They have their own.
So it should be in the sheet.
Wait, your griffin didn't get out of range, Aiden?
No, I thought I did, but I just checked that I'm not. Unless I can be out of range, DM God. With the movement that
Your
I had
griffin
from
would
last
be
turn.
out of range.
Oh, dope. All right, so
Because
then
you
that
purposely
would be...
stated you were flying further away to get out of the range originally, and that's where
Okay,
you will remain.
then 60 feet is... Jesus, all the fuck way over here.
Yep. So...
Whee! I'm all the way over here. So ignore both my rolls. My good roll and my bad one. And I'm not stunned anymore, right?
You are no longer stunned, which is correct. You're able to
Yes.
get back on. Alright, so those who succeeded will take no damage from this, as the mournful wail is from the...
What is DC?
It was a DC 16. So if you got 16 and up, you're good. If you got below, so 15 and lower, you have failed, so you can take this damage. So with that, you will take 20 psychic damage. As this mournful wail echoes across the entirety of the ship.
So 2 of my things died, don't they?
Mm-hmm. So the top one.
That's
over here.
rough.
Unfortunately, invincible.
No, actually, invisible past the thing. That was just me.
Right? Who put next?
I did. I forgot that invisible pass.
Put that Artresses. With that, Artress will actually
Chris-
collapse.
Wait. Does my griffin get hit, being that it's underwater? Or...
With that, it's not currently underwater. It has been pulled to the surface, so it does hear this. The Griffin would have to roll as well as the one above you. It's Thalos'.
Alright, so it's laying in my rope next to the ship.
Yep. So then I'll roll for
20 damage.
Yep, 20 damage psychic. No other effects. Alright, Rain's fine. Rain, go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
For me?
Mm-hmm.
Did it appear? It did appear. Did I live?
With that, you are perfectly fine. You are unaffected by the mournful wail.
Bingo, bingo.
The guard drink is unfortunately taking a 20 chunk. The Griffin is fine. Crew, I need to open up his sheet again because I misclicked earlier. Whew.
Jesus.
Alright.
Maps
he's
all the ways in doubt.
He is the good sauce. Alright. Rocker Schmoker. And then finally over to Aiden after that huge ordeal. You can see the Killbreaker is kind of shifting on the front. You can see the Piercer on the front of the bow is actually close to snapping off.
Oh. So wait, does that mean these can be targeted?
The
bows? The mast that you were just saying was almost breaking off.
yeah, that it could definitely be targeted. You could target any part of your own ship.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the shit on its back, the glowing, like,
No.
crazy shit.
Like your piercer, the front.
Got
bow
it, sorry.
piece.
My apologies. Okay. Is this thing... Can I make some sort of intelligence check to see if I think this thing is, like, armored on its back because of all the shit heaped on it? Like, if I try and hit it from the top down, will it take less damage?
That you can. You can go ahead and roll that for me. You can tell it's definitely got a whole lot of trinkets up there.
Oop, I accidentally rolled as the griffin. Whoops.
Hey, you can feel the soul. Oh.
No, God, oh, God. It's so bad.
It's
I have
possible.
inspiration. Oh, no.
You could use it.
I do have inspiration. Is it worth that, or should I just be like, I'll be fine? Actually, I've got the perfect role play. Ian goes, it'll be fine. Metal attracts lightning.
There you go. Especially gold. Ultimate conductor.
I'm going to cast Call Lightning.
Hell yeah.
It's 120 feet from the point, so the point is 35 feet above the crab's head is the center of the thing. Yeah. I don't know why I rolled it twice. The center of the storm. The storm is 60 feet in radius.
Excellent. Well,
And I will cause the first lightning bolt to drop on the back, like the top of it in the back, so that the 5 feet does not splash the shadows or my Drake friends.
all right. So with that, the heavy crack of lightning, you can see it start melting pieces of the gold, and actually sets the main mast that it has on its back alight on fire.
Oh, dope.
You can see that the creature definitely not fast enough to avoid lightning, especially while hanging onto the front bow of the ship. Definitely did not enjoy that. It actually jitters a little bit.
Awesome. Does it take the additional 10? I know it's not stormy right now, but it is
does
covered
take
in
the
a very
additional 10.
conductive metal. Dope. I'm very happy. Thank you so much. Is any of the humanoid party members particularly ouchied? How far is the range of this even? Only 60 feet. Can I reach? I can. I say, shake it out, buddy. Don't let the lactic acid build up. And I cast Healing Word at second level to Jin, because I see he's struggling. Oh, only 8, or only 9, because the one failed. Wait, does that work for? No, it only works if it's fire.
Yeah.
And I don't have my wildfire out, so I don't get that. Fair. Okay, yeah, so you get 9 healing. It's not as much as I wanted to give you.
This was a flesh wound.
Tis but a flesh wound. Alright. That, unless you want to move anywhere inside.
I'm happy where I am, far enough out of its range. If anything, I go up. I'll move the full 80 feet up, so I'm 80 feet up off of the surface of the water. So even if this thing moves over here, I'm still outside of its range.
And fellows.
I blight this bastard again.
Oh, hell yeah. Another heavy duty con. Alright, that definitely goes through fully. Go ahead and roll your 8d8. Solid 24 damage. You can tell this creature is recoiling in a lot of pain now, especially between the lightning and the blight that's fully coursed through his veins. It's not very happy.
I'm gonna try something. All right, I'm gonna move within 30 feet of it, so I'm right next to Jin. And with my bonus action, want to try to telekinetic shove it.
All right.
Again, knock it off the front of the boat. All right, it needs to make a strength save versus 15. DC 15.
And it does not.
which I'm sure will make you. Really?
It's been drained, man.
All
4
right, well,
points. That's a heavy duty -2 to its original strength.
All right, so it's 5 times this number. It gets pushed back. So 15 feet. It gets blasted
All right, so
telekinetically.
literally launches out to here. The piercer on the front of the ship just goes as it disappears beneath the waves. And you can see that this crab just sinks rapidly beneath the ocean.
I wipe blood from my nose. The shinning.
I am going to maintain my concentration. Oh, sorry.
The only thing I was going to say is that, especially since you guys are still sailing, and now with the huge weight broken off from the front, even though you've lost one of the smaller front sails, you definitely start going full steam ahead again. And you can see that, especially in mid-flight, and now dragging the Griffin behind while Ramus is just sitting there, getting trudges of water now splashed up on him just for a brief moment, while hanging on to the thrashing Griffin that's still freaking out. You can see that the crab is now basically under the boat as the ship continues to sail. But you can tell there's no way this crab's going to be able to keep up with the ship now.
For good measure, I lightning strike the spot as we're sailing away, as before we get out of the 240 feet of distance, because I have spell sniper. Until I break concentration on it, I just in case, deterrent lightning. There's still lightning here, big boy. Keep away.
All right, go ahead and roll me another, just real quick. Obviously, going into narrative, because I obviously can't keep trekking you guys.
Another 20.
Alright, especially with the glinting gold on its back. A temptation, but also a weakness. You can see after that, after the lightning strike, especially now, just kind of immediately gives up on pursuing you and goes to hide amongst the other shipwrecks as you sail away.
I didn't want to eat crab.
Try to get Ramus out of the water.
I will fly over and assist.
You can see Ramus is there, Jin and Invincible are there pulling on the rope. Artress is laying there, blood coming out of her eyes, ears, nose, and mouth.
I'll healing word her.
With that, you do see that it doesn't work.
Oh.
She okay?
Can I check and does she have any vital signs?
Roll me a medicine, and Jin, go ahead and roll me, along with Invincible, another athletics/strength.
I also roll medicine.
Hold it up. Which obviously.
Can I also roll medicine?
Yes, you can. Alright. With that. Oh my god.
Is she dead? Oh my god.
He pulls us over the off the other side.
With relative ease, especially moving Archers, you're able to get the Griffin out of the water onto the deck. Obviously, there's quite a bit of sloshing. The Griffin shifting, squawking, looking around, panicked, waterlogged to absolute shit, and very heavy. Obviously, won't be taking flight anytime soon today until at least the feathers are dry and it can preen. But and at the same time, you just see that Artress has no vital signs. She is actually dead.
Can I? Is it still less than a minute?
The minute has not passed.
I will thank my god for warning me, and place my I throw my staff to Snake and he catches it, and I reach into my pouch and I pull out a diamond and I hold it and it gets consumed by flames and it turns into like this ball of energy, and I take it and I slam it down into her chest. And then I start doing like essentially CPR with like this energy.
All right. So, watching this, especially with the flames, not burning but returning life to her veins, you can see that the flames literally sink into her skin for a brief time, especially with the diamond turning black and then just vanishing into the fire like ash. Her eyes flutter for a moment before suddenly just a quick rush of as she sits up with 1 HP, and you can see her eyes completely bloodshot, covered over. The blood that still is kind of slightly pouring down from her ears and her mouth and her nose. She looks around, fairly dazed and confused for a moment.
I say, welcome back. That's never a fun experience. Do you know where you are?
At that point, you can see she's kind of looking around, fairly confused. The ship, clearly it's been a while since I've been adventuring. I forgot it hurts this much.
Oh, we have a tavern that needs to be run if you do that.
Let's not go assigning anyone to tavern work just because they got knocked out one time now.
If she doesn't want to be it, if she's not up for it, I'm not coming.
Come, and I stand up and I hold down a hand to pull her to her feet.
So she'll gladly take that. Shakily stands up. You hear Dia and Nero down below finishing their work as they finish shoring up some of the posts and sealing the front hole in the hull. At the same time, you can hear Paul Gain quickly rushing down below deck to see essentially the damage, and if you guys should head for port immediately, or even at least shore to try and get some supplies.
Do we have enough like wood on deck for repairs?
Yes, you do. Thankfully, as obviously Paul Gain would see that and see that there are some that can at least shore up the hull. Obviously, thankfully, the skeleton wasn't fully ruptured or broken for the ribs.
Thank God.
So, thankfully, with that, it did not do enough damage to warp the frame or anything, so the ship is still good to go. So, with that, especially on the mass panic of that, Paul Gain does help point out some areas that's to shore up just between the support of the beam from the major skeleton as well as the front inner hull, just to make sure that the hold doesn't flood anymore, and also starts calling out, "Need a little help with buckets down here. There's only so much I can do."
Am I like conscious or am I still KO'd?
You were conscious. You weren't stunned after that last turn.
Lovely.
I have a question as to how produce flame works. How hot can I make it?
So, effectively, just how hot you can make your flames.
Well, I'm essentially using produce flame, right, to conjure something in my hand, but I want it to be hot enough that I can evaporate water rather than bucket it out, just for shits and or giggles. I promise I won't use it to like blow through steel or something, blow torch my way through shit.
Obviously, you, for a while, turn it into like a sauna downstairs.
I make it real steamy down there, guys. I'm not helping.
I suggested you use fire earlier, and you thought I was crazy.
There's a lot of more water than we need right now. The wood is very wet, and it's not likely to be burned by this. It's also in my hand, like a fucking Rasengan, you know?
Alright, fine.
Alrighty.
I'm concentrating it to a point.
Right.
So I do that for a little bit, then I stop and I help people like bucket, you know, like a normal person.
Alright. With that, on the front of the bow of the ship, Ku does spend some time collecting a good portion of the treasures that were blasted off of its back.
I'd like to make a suggestion next time we just fucking fly on griffins. Just saying.
Then where would we keep all of our spoils? I don't think you expect me to fold up that 5K rug and put it in my backpack, do you?
Wait, I'm sorry, where did this money and Stones come.
This is coming from the back of that giant monster that was covered with gold that I was blasting.
Yeah, since he struck
Oh.
it with lightning, a good portion of the treasure literally flew off and melted onto the front of the bow of the ship.
It's like the best version of those fucking muscles that cling to the front of a ship.
Word. Nate, you've been our accountant for a little bit. Can you add that to our load?
I got it.
Thanks.
But you can
He
tell
said load.
the keelbreaker crab, obviously quite infamous, but
Fuck that crap. It stunned me. What the fuck?
it's nothing to really scoff at kind of creature.
I asked what size it was because I was like, I'll fucking grapple this bastard. I don't give a shit. But then you're like 5 times your size. Never mind.
It eats ships.
Right.
It's got that rightful title of keelbreaker.
Right.
Still think we should have killed it.
Essentially, you guys did survive. Thankfully, Paul Gain was towards the back. You could tell Artress is definitely not a seasoned adventurer. She's obviously gotten quite comfy in her life. But you could tell that if that thing were to attack a normal ship with average sailors, especially from those 2 whales, mournful whales from the figureheads that it carries on its back, most people would definitely have been dead.
Lucky us.
Still should have killed it.
You could try and pursue it,
Go back, turn into a shark. You won't.
but I don't know how many of you feel comfortable trying to fuck with it on its own turf.
No.
Not I, said the fly.
It's one
Straight up.
thing
No.
to fight Sahagin, it's another thing to fight a giant siege-breaking monster in underwater.
I don't have a death wish. I really don't.
Are you sure? Have you gotten it checked out? Did you like go to a doctor? Okay, well.
Don't look at
May's just having a great laugh.
Can you hear May in the other room?
Yeah.
But obviously,
Can I?
Hmm?
I was gonna say, can I talk with Artress after, I don't know. She's just kind of threw her whole life away, and I don't know. I want to talk to her a little bit, if that's cool.
While there's a hole.
No, we've dealt with the hole in the ship. We're bucketing out the water.
yeah, effectively.
Or is what? All right, we move on.
Yeah, that's a permanent solution. Let's
Bucketing
just-
first, and then we can have a Dr. Phil sesh.
I
Yeah.
thought, yeah.
Priorities. You know?
Do we need to roll to bucket?
No, you don't need to roll the bucket. Obviously, Dia and Nira going to the front. Thankfully, the front of the bow didn't get crushed anymore because Thalos pushed it off before it fully started breaking because the weight of it was actually starting to shatter some of the boards on top of the deck. Especially with the fact that, not only the fact it was a huge creature with a hard armor plating, but also the fact that it was carrying probably a couple tons of gold and whatever other items have been clung to its back with barnacles and other things. Obviously, the special figureheads of magical origin is a curious question, but you can easily assume that that might be from pirate ships who have improved their figureheads to cause magical effects while attacking other ships. Obviously, it's part of its collection now. And I will note that item that you saw only 2 out of the 3 mournful figureheads wail. You had not heard the 3rd one or what it would do.
I want to go back. I want to stick it on our ship.
Which one?
Why pick?
All 3.
We've got 4 masts. We can replace 3 of them.
I just picture you guys like strapping things together with duct tape sometimes and just like making a fucking figurehead shotgun with it. Just like, activate!
Duct tape fixes a lot.
It's true.
Rain knows.
Yeah. If zip ties, duct tape, and WD-40 doesn't fix what you're trying to fix, then you're fucked.
Yep.
It's not meant to be fixed.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be fixed.
You need it. It's either a replacement or you need a professional.
Exactly. Alright, so.
So time passes. We all agree. We arrive. We kill the bad guy. I take my green gem sword and we go home.
Ta-da!
Somehow
Yay!
getting a ship into the desert. But
Oh.
Wait. So did we decide? Are we gonna try and like find a beach to shore up the ship, or are we?
What's happening next? What do we need?
So essentially, Paul Gain tells you that you'd be able to make your way to the next port. But if another creature attacks like that, they'll definitely have to take the ship ashore and to at least start repairs and effectively dry dock before pushing on. Because another strike to the hull like that might do too much irreversible
Can we do
damage.
anything while we're in the state we are now? Can we drop anchor here and try to do something?
He kind of just looks at you. It's possible.
He doesn't think that's safe, though.
Considering the keel breaker is only a couple nautical miles behind us, I don't want to really risk that. I don't know how smart that thing is, or even if it's
Continue forward.
probably.
Are you
Your
trying
boat.
the water to like keep the water out of the boat completely while we're like skedaddling?
Pretty much.
How long does that last?
That is a wonderful question.
Oh,
Well, the-
with it shirt up like that.
Up to 10 minutes?
For the ability.
Yeah, it says I think concentration for in the last 10 minutes. But if I can hold it back for 10 minutes, wouldn't we be able to do much more major repairs to it?
Yes, you would.
Perhaps we put a bit more distance.
First?
Yes.
Okay.
At
Perhaps
least until nightfall.
I just want
Perhaps one of us should fly above and make sure no threats are around the ship before the sun sets.
Smart.
glittering gold or trinkets and baubles.
Volunteers?
That's right.
It is hurt, so I can't fly with it.
Alright, then I will go.
Mine's all wet.
I look to Thalos and I make like a head motion at Artris, and you hear in your head, keep an eye on her. Coming back from the dead is not easy.
I never took my eyes off of her. I have questions for her, but they will have to wait until she heals.
You and me both. And I'll walk back up, saddle up Featherhead, and we circle
Alright.
for the next couple hours.
Alrighty. So with that.
I named my griffin Dobby.
Dobby!
Should I roll some perceptions for the griffin or something?
Yes, definitely roll me a couple perceptions.
Okay, they have advantage on perception.
Alright, give me 2 advantage perceptions.
Then these are griffin and then perception. 10 and a 23.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, obviously, keeping close eye, you do see a few larger tropical creatures, but nothing too outlandish. You see a couple of killer whales, as well as large, more, strangely enough, kind of giant eels in a way. Ones that are probably range from 8 to 6 feet, depending on when they're swimming in packs. You can tell that this area of the ocean is extremely dangerous, though very beautiful. You can see the various colors and the sea life and vegetation that line the coral beds and such through the crystal clear waters are very vibrant and beautiful, though you can tell that the larger endemic sea life is not very welcoming of anything other than what's supposed to be there.
Okay, good to know. Alright.
Beautiful but deadly.
Mm.
And rain. Especially Paul Gain gets nearer to be there as well and to get hand supplies. And he looks to you as essentially as just, alright, I'm ready. do your magic, and we'll try and shore this up as quick as possible.
Sure.
Alright.
So I do my wiggly doos, and I and I do just like that too. I be like wiggly doos and do my full water shit.
All right. So, with that, you hold the water back, and especially while you're holding the water back, you can see the same beautiful endemic life that's everywhere in the coral beds. It's almost like a kind of a bioluminescent light show between most of the coral that you can see, especially in the hole that's there in the hole. At that point, you can see Polgain wastes no time quickly repairing. But as that's going along, you could see essentially some of the larger creatures that go by. It is a curious sight, especially with the eels. You can see the massive eels that pass by are various in color. Their colors shift, and you can see the patterns flash across their body as they go through. It's a very interesting way, because it's basically like that effect of like a aquarium glass pane, where you can see up close underneath everything, and actually be fairly close to the coral reef without the risk of being near the creatures. With that, as this is going on, you can see from up above a fairly large creature swimming through the waters. It doesn't seem violent. It seems to casually be passing, and it doesn't seem to purposely hunt the ship. It just seems to have taken note that your ship is there. Almost a semi-sentient.
It's reacted to the ship.
Yeah, kind of a semi-sentience that your ship is there, and then starts to veer off course.
Towards us or away from us?
Away.
What does it look like?
So you're gonna fly overhead just to get a better look on it?
I mean, I'm not necessarily getting closer, but like, what was like? I saw a shape. Was it just kind of like a vague oval?
So essentially, what you see is a serpentine body, far larger than the crab itself. It's
No fucking with that thing, no sir.
So you see that it does have a horn-tipped nose that you can distinct. The guiding fins, its body swivels and shapes almost like that of an eel or a snake as it surfaces through the water, and it is approximately 63 feet long by a good 20 feet wide.
It's a water dragon.
Pass. Hard pass. I inform the skipper to adjust course slightly away from this thing.
Alright.
Terrifying. Absolutely horrific. That's some fucking to pull from Avatar again. That's the fucking monster from the past.
The demon of 1,000 faces.
Oh god, that thing too.
Alright. So with that, Polgain.
Does this count as rest or?
Oh, but this would definitely be a short rest. So with that, Polgain is, working fast. Obviously, you see a few more beautiful creatures before it finally closes up the final hole, shorts it up, and then starts to tar it over and make sure that's going to hold. And then at that point, Nira and Paul kind of quickly put back the brace just for time to let it set before letting it, be supported by its own paste and tar kind of mix. So, with that, the ship is ready to go again. It's now fully repaired.
Dope. And it's nightfall-ish?
It is officially nightfall.
Okay. I will land back on the ship at this point. because we need to discuss dinner and watches.
All right.
I actually pour a couple flagons of mead. Definitely hand one to Nira. Definitely give one to Paul Gain and Aiden, watching our backs up there.
I nod. Thank you.
And Aiden, do you describe the creature to them, or you just tell them that something's nearby?
No, I tell them in greater detail with much, like hand waving and descriptions of its horrific horn, massive, more than over 60 feet in length. I counted more than 1,000 scales on its back, like that type of shit. Very much like, oh, it's a fucking monster. You muted yourself.
Anything like that?
You muted yourself.
Oh,
There
my
you go.
bad.
Hi, buddy.
Not bad.
I do not deal with the water. My expertise is of the land and of the plants. This creature is outside of my ken.
I try to make a nature check. Have I ever heard of anything like this before?
You could roll me a nature or a religion.
I got 14 on nature, so let's see how we do on religion.
All right. Jin, you can as well.
I would assist him so he has advantage.
Okay, cool. In that case,
I could try my hand at a religion. Oh.
No, nothing.
Alright. Well, especially for this check. It is difficult. It's not incredibly hard, but unfortunately, the most that you can recall, you've heard of giant sea serpents before. You assume that these are possibly one of the sea serpents of legend, but it could also be a holy creature of some kind that you've heard rumors about. Though, you know that not really anyone has had any confirmation of that. And the most you heard of is like medicine man tales of being able to get a scale from this creature, being able to protect you from greater evils and such, or even diseases and harm, but no one's ever been able to essentially capture or kind of talk with this creature.
Do you say that out loud? Do you tell us that?
I do not. And I tell you most of it. If it was me, then I tell you most of it, but I do not, in this crowd, bring up the idea that if we harvest, there's anything from
Smart.
it's going to do us a lot of good.
Yeah.
As this crowd, as a protector of nature, I won't bring that part up, but I will say it sounds like a creature of legend. And I've heard as many positive tales of it as I have heard demonic tales of it, but all of them were purely myth. The fact that you've seen it with your own eyes, is truly incredible.
I do not know for sure if I saw this worm of legend. However, I would be remiss if I did not mention it to you all. How
With the sun down, sorry.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, with the sun down, as you guys are working up to whatever we're gonna eat, I definitely take my hood down, and I take off my forge glasses, and I just absorb the night, and I volunteer for first watch up in the crow's nest, since I see a lot better at night.
With that, you can see Archris is going to take this night off and recover herself, recoup entirely. Rabbis, you can see your griffin is sitting there with the biggest fucking sourpuss because it got wet and it's still preening all the ruined molted feathers.
I throw it I try and give it an apple or something to make it feel better.
They'll take it, yeah.
Some fish.
It still enjoys a nice treat here and there. You can tell picks up its moon, distracts it a little bit from the fact that it got soaking fucking wet. Alright, so House is on the first watch.
Exposition, exposition, exposition.
Essentially.
Rain. This is the meat. This is the good shit.
She wants to
This is
kill
where we
shit.
get those inspiration points.
Where we sit around and we reminisce about our adventures as the characters rather than as us. He's moving the longship around. I'm worried. I'm worried he's moving the longship around.
No, I'm just laughing. Frank keeps clicking on it.
Someone,
Then, in the beginning, we will spar.
why is it there?
Because it represents your ship's health. Who knows what might happen?
I don't like that at all. At all.
I'm messing with the shit.
That's you?
It's like a radar.
Alright, hold on.
You can play.
There we go.
I appreciate that y'all just jumped the fuck in. Alright, so we're reminiscing. Is the ship fully repaired?
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
Great.
So, obviously,
You get some rest.
people are taking the night to recover. Aratrus is recovering. Nira is getting a little used to the water. It doesn't seem too bad that she's able to at least fix the ship, even with a creature as terrifying as that. Obviously, the piercer in the front of the bow is gone. So, Dallas will have the first watch, unless anyone wants to trade out midnight. You'll basically have most of the watch.
I could split it. I have decent night vision too, don't I?
Yes, you do, as a half hour.
So, I'll keep Dallas company.
Alright.
How about that? But then I'm gonna like be half drunk and fall asleep 2 hours later. But you know, I tried.
I'm gonna keep Dallas company because I know my sister is not responsible enough.
So half the party's staying up all fucking night then. Oh, good.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
don't
No.
waste enough energy trying to fight or anything.
in our characters, like you said. I'm just saying.
Well, if you are, so do I have both of the Delacroix twins with me?
Yeah.
You have all the Delacroix twins with you.
Wow, are you gonna take advantage of that opportunity? Well, I mean, you
I
have
am. I am.
both of the set.
Yeah, that's right. I am.
Alright, you little
Roll
dwarf, say less.
Both of you drink from this. No, I'm just messing that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I grew these special mushrooms. No.
Sold.
Root of the spore,
What?
hey?
When I
These mushrooms come from my special growing place.
I just want to know
Yes?
how a story would develop if we suddenly start tripping off of mushrooms on a ship in the middle of the fucking river.
And they
As long
grew
as it's
like
not
on this
Paul
man's
Kane,
head. Like he plucked this shit out from between his dreads and like handed it to you.
just swoop.
Here you go. It's like, you know that spore
don't
form I do?
know.
There's a different version. And you just get like a bunch of little mushrooms and you just go, here you go, man. Try
I
this.
grew it myself.
Put this under your tongue.
Yeah.
Leave it there for a little bit.
Here's a towel.
Actually, you know what? Before they all go to sleep, actually, I'm gonna call Ramus as well. Yeah, I'm gonna call Ramus to like join us before he like goes below deck and like get some rest. But with the three of them there, I pretty much informed them something that the three of you should know, as we are the original group that was heading to defend Otren.
The OGs.
She, a long while I wasn't quite sure what my path was, but I want you to know that I'm sworn to defending two of you, Delacroix. I will tell you why. From the beginning of this quest, after we ran into Elgrim, it became clear to me that in the middle of this war between demons and devils, I'm almost sure Helgrim's intention is to corrupt the two of you. And I know that seems strange. To find a paladin at Banderis to find a priestess with no god. Both of you wielding the power that you do. In the middle of a war between demons and devils. I believe the two of you will play a key part in it. So,
I'm fucked because I get drunk the way I do. I'm easily corruptible. What are you trying to say?
beyond our normal goal, I want you to know that where I failed to save Ziri, I'll strive with my life to protect the two of you.
Oh, Nate missed that. Oh.
And I look to Ramus and I say, you and I believe our souls are already in the crucible. I know that you must touch darkness to wield the power that you do.
Sleep
And
with that shit.
And I fear, even without my permission, my soul may already be compromised through actions of my relatives. But
Part of the it's part of the
I can
job.
send-
With
But if I can stand for anything, it will be to defend you two from Pelgrim to the end. I will not speak another word of it.
Jin,
That I sort of back into my meditative phase. Not meditative, but
I'm like drunkenly giving Thalos a hug. And I say, okay.
Jin leans over and pats Dallas on the head. Like, you don't have to worry. We're pretty good at these things.
I embrace them both. Manly. Yeah. Get over the
Get
bow.
back in their tier.
All right, and that's I've just been meaning to have that combo with you guys for a little bit. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I drunkenly hug you back and Jin pats you and goes, yeah, we got this. We can take care of ourselves. And I say, I miss Ziri too. Hiccup.
with him, he was another soul that was in the balance, I believe. We failed.
Jin clutches Ziri's feather.
And we lost him. I liked him. He was alright. But
Your
I'm
drunkenness is showing that you're conflicted with your emotions.
a little bit. Interesting. So, what does Ramus say to this?
Ramp is already like walking away, like, hey.
Okay.
Damn it, he's so gruff. He's so manly. That Kirishima love.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna just sit there and drink, and I'm gonna pass my flask around. So everyone drink with me while we're on watch. Can you get drunk, Thalos? Like,
I mean, after a significant amount, sure. But the Constitution thing is the second best part about being part dwarf, so it takes a lot.
okay, so while we're sitting here drinking, like you're not getting drunk, but I am.
Yeah. But I am keeping watch, so that works out.
Right.
Do you need to make any perception rolls, or
Yes, go ahead and roll me a good old perception. I always say advantage because you have friends amongst.
Alright. And let's dance.
Alrighty.
19.
So, that. As you are spending the night celebrating and relaxing, you do start to take note that even at this point, the Griffins, everyone except you and the rest, Aiden, Ramus, Jin, Valos, and Rain, you're the only ones who are awake for those who didn't fall asleep. And even with the soft breeze that is coasting over the ocean right now, It almost feels like everything else has fallen to full silence about.
Uh-oh. Brandon's noticed that it's like extra quiet, and he kind of comes back up to the deck. It's very strange to be anywhere to hear nothing.
Isn't that
Go to
nice?
So, with that, as you are taking note
look
of,
down at Remus as he comes above deck, and I point to my ear and I sort of make the like nothing sound. Like, is that weird to you? Like,
Beyond
Ramus.
weird. Generally, when that happens, it's never good news.
in case I lightly tapped the Delacroix.
so
Mhm.
as you tap them, you see what seems like almost a rainbow sheen off the starboard side of the ship.
Rainbow.
Let's find out it's trying to kill us or not first before we get all excited.
With a very eerily
Every-
silence, even when rising from the water, there's no splashing sounds. There's
You mean we don't hear water currents?
nothing going off for this creature. It's like this creature itself has silenced the water, made sure everyone is asleep. Is it
What
right?
the fuck?
Are we all awake at this point?
So,
Has all of the party been awakened?
the whole party's been awake.
Oh, because we're all drinking.
So everyone else, aside from the party, is somehow asleep. Though you
Can-
see this large creature for a brief moment as it looms out of the water, not menacingly, but inquisitively, like it's looking through all of your souls.
Oh, is it a dragon? Is it a dragon? Can we do some kind of roll? Can we
You could definitely roll a religion at advantage now, as you all see this up close and personal.
religion?
Yes,
Can I do religion as well?
yes, you can.
Hold absolutely still.
Okay.
All right.
I walk towards the edge of the thing almost unconsciously and grasp the banister looking at this creature.
Can we talk to it?
You definitely.
With a 20 religion.
You could definitely try. Oh, but it seems almost like it's sensing through you. You can almost feel it like driving through your soul and digging down, even down to your most intimate of natures, between your instinct, between love of beer, what you like, even your worst fears. Like it's just reading your soul directly.
Bypassing the mind straight for the soul.
Is where's Aiden on the?
I'm on the stern. I'm by the back near Paul Gain.
Oh, you're like not far from me.
Yeah, you guys were all drinking and having fun as OG party members, and Aiden was drinking with Paul Gain.
Could I like do some mental probes at Aiden and be like,
I could
Yep.
probably see you from where you are, and you could just be like this, and I would mentally contact you.
okay, cool. So,
What?
I would ask you like, do you sense anything, or can you hear any communications? Can you scan it back?
Can I speak telepathically to any creature I could see within 60 feet of me? I
Yeah.
don't need to share a language with them, but they must be able to understand at least one language or be telepathic itself for me to do this.
Right. So
I
you
mean,
guys-
if they can scan us and like understand fears and all these things, there must be some kind of language that they're able to like utilize.
I'm just going to, I'm not going to try and read its mind, I'm not going to try and press into it, I'm going to look at it, I'm going to extend myself to it until I can feel its mind, and I'm going to say, "Hail and well met. It is rare to see one such as you on a night such as this." And I grant it the ability to respond to me telepathically. It must be able to see me, so it probably looks at me.
So with that, it definitely looks at you. You can see the eyes shift size as it's obviously still reading the party. The heavy body itself kind of lurches through the water, towards your direction. You can see the large head hanging heavily close to your face as it studies you for a moment.
Nate's terrified. Aiden has courage.
Yeah, like,
Okay,
even with the
so-
courage, you do feel that twinge in your heart, like, holy shit.
This is a big snake. It could eat me. Snake is not happy. Snake is hiding behind Rammus's griffin.
I'm gonna get a little deja vu.
But, with that,
The feather behind my ear quivers.
does anyone speak Celestial?
I do.
Yes.
You do hear it start speaking in Celestial, and Aiden, you can understand this, as it's obviously telepathically responding at the same time.
Can he link us?
You definitely...
I can only do one at a time.
so...
So it's talking to me, but it's talking in Celestial, so I mean I can relay what it's saying if it becomes clear that it's talking to all of us. But I
But if
just
me
know
and my
what it's gonna
sister
say
could
yet.
understand it, wouldn't we just be able to understand it without Aiden mentally linked to it?
It's true.
No, I'm saying do you speak Celestial?
I
Yeah,
do.
we both.
Oh,
do.
then you're good. Yeah, you don't need shit from me.
So with that, in a very booming, echoing across the area of voice that seems to deafen everything out.
So not magical silence, okay?
You've reached the crossroads where your souls end up will be made significant by your soon-to-be choices. Those who reside on Mount Celestia watch you cautiously. Do not trust your life to the King in Yellow. Choose what you do carefully.
That butthead can suck it.
Please tell me you don't speak Celestial. I'm sorry.
It's like, who are you?
I actually meant the king in yellow. But yeah, that works too, but I can't understand you guys, so it doesn't really matter.
So with that, you do see the snake's head touch down onto this section of the ship. Leaves one prismatic scale.
A what?
Yeah, yeet.
Yeah.
One of its
You broke.
it leaves one prismatic scale on the ship.
Joint.
And with that, you see its head start to arch and dip down, like how you've seen multiple sea creatures do, the rippling of its body. But when its head dips down into the water, from that point, as it starts to sink further and further in, literally vanishes into the ocean itself, like it was never even there. The moment that the tip of the tail vanishes beneath the surfaces and waves, all the sound rushes back.
Spooky.
B.
Feels almost like that of a dream, but the only real evidence to solidify that you've even seen or spoke to this creature, the one remaining prismatic scale that sits on the deck of the ship.
Alright,
Oh,
which one of us is touching it?
Where was it? Is it just on the deck, or did he like?
It'll be right there, so let me get a little tough. Well, you can grab it, or
Is it like sizzling? Is it hurting the wood, or is it just lying there menacingly?
it's just lying there, but you can actually see the colors dancing over the sheen of the scale.
Do I need to roll religion again, or does my 20 tell me kind of what this is? This like an artifact that I would know about?
So,
A serpent that spoke of Mount Celestia.
especially with the 20. Forgive my butchering of the name.
You're fine.
It is the very mythical Celestian serpent, Otren. You know that many people have coveted its scales and use. Angels have used its scales in defense against devils and demons and assaults on the various wars that they've had across multiple realms. He seeks out those he deems worthy enough, for at least a brief audience, to impart words of wisdom. The fact that he left a significant item of himself here for you, and especially upon looking at the iridescent scale, literally the size that of your torso, you realize that he has purposely had it made into that of a shield.
Oh,
You do know that this item has transmutive properties. It can shift into anything. A shield, a glaive, a sword, a bow.
Can it constantly change shape, or does it hold one shape forever?
Any shape that the wielder uses it, which is why you can tell that these scales have been so coveted, have been extremely well guarded, and the fact that he's entrusted you to use this, you get an easy sense that, especially since he's mentioned that the gods and Celestia have been watching you, that even the angels have taken caution and accordance with making sure those who've proprietized the runestones are using them appropriately. And that, aside from the words of warning of what you are about to face might rattle you or make you shift sides, it's entirely up to you where you wish to go, but it might shape the very destiny of where your soul will lie in the afterlife.
Jin puts out his hand, like, let me use it.
you have your.
I'm not touching it.
So it turns into whoever touches it, basically.
You could will
Or
it to be whatever
goes
weapon you
for?
want.
I assume it's got some sort of something.
I feel
I'm
like
going to protect all you guys. I think a shield of this caliber would be very useful.
I think that if this
Do you
is
have
a
a +4 shield?
gods,
I have a +1 shield.
the holiest person here. That is my position.
The holiest person here.
Not I.
It would be me.
It would be Jen. Any objections?
Merely out of curiosity, I would like to see what a wand of this item would be like. Iridescent is merely a passing curiosity.
My soul is too close to the fire. I cannot be the one to wield it.
Yeah,
Stack
I'm
steps
out.
back.
I'll probably burn from the holy water type shit. You can take it.
You're a cleric. Okay.
Yeah, okay, a godless one, okay? A blasphemous one, a drunk. Why?
Which means that your power is pure and you are free.
I am
I vote
very-
Rain should have it.
Steps back. They're just as bad as the devils. Those divine.
What's that supposed to mean, Ramus?
Oh, Ramus getting into it. Sorry.
Wow. Okay, Ramus, I didn't know how you really felt,
Diff-
but now I know how you really
Different
feel.
side of the same coin.
You cannot
Whatever
compare.
they do is still to their benefit.
What I know is that Rain, been without a god, you have always tried to serve the side of right.
Are you trying to say that gods could be wrong? Do you want to say that out loud?
Absolutely.
Last time somebody said
There are
God was
gods.
wrong, she got struck by lightning.
There are gods of many different creeds and beliefs, and not all of them always agree.
I worship none.
To say that a god is as bad as a demon or a devil is a lie. And I am living proof of it. And he just kind of like he moves his head and neck in a way that exaggerates his really bad burn. Like he stretches it out a little bit more. He says, "A god did not do this. A god would not want this."
The only difference is if they come from above or below. They're just as fallible as us, just a lot bigger egos.
I think we should store it and just continue on our path because this is holding us up.
Yeah, we're stopping the boat with our conversation. It doesn't move when we talk.
Well,
It
it
really
is the
doesn't.
midst of the night.
You guys do with that what you will. I don't want any part of it.
It's between
grabs the scale.
Alright. So what do you
It-
wish it to be?
Kidding.
A shield.
Maintains.
But does that permanently as a shield now?
No.
It
Absolutely.
can change it as he wants.
Yep.
Perfect.
So you get
So what kind of shield do I get?
you get
A shiny.
+3 shields. The
You
curiosity.
really just don't want to be able to hit this man. He's higher AC than Tiamat.
Listen, somehow I'll still smack him.
That makes me sad.
It's all these monsters with saves instead of fucking.
So you get the shield of Otren. As the shield does protect you, when you do wield it, you can create a wall of force once a day, or you can cast from it once a day in its current state. Obviously, it would take some prayers to empower it further, but it would be able to cast prismatic spray from the shield in defense once a day. It would make a recharge daily at dawn, obviously.
That's cool. I have AC 24.
Hell yeah.
Wasn't it
That's
higher
scary.
before?
I'm not sure.
You should have higher AC than that, because I have 24.
Oh wait, yeah. Hold on. D&D and Beyond is showing me a completely different number than Roll 20.
Yeah, I don't know that D&D Beyond has the sword of or the shield of magic fuck you-ness.
Yeah, but I just put in like a +3 shield.
+3 shield.
Yeah,
Word.
which should count the same.
Where's my armor?
Not anymore.
I got armor.
All of us are
26.
so hurt. We're all such like.
All right. We're like, we are all like so like depressed teenagers. They could never shoot me. I'd never be the one.
Yeah.
It's a rockin' perspective though, because it fucks with you now too. Like all of you refused because you didn't feel worthy enough to take the shield.
I am a cleric that's like lost all like beliefs. It's it just doesn't make sense. If a god comes down and be like, here, by the way, here's a weapon, you're like, I don't even fucking believe in you anymore. Why? It's just, I don't know if necessarily it's a question of worthiness. It's just it doesn't make sense. I think it makes the most sense for Jin to take it.
It's true. It's not
And Jin wants.
Just so you know, Thalos believes in rain.
What happened?
So you know, Thalos believes in rain.
Aw, shucks.
Oh.
Fellows.
Sure.
So, if the rest of the night finishes out with heavy thoughts on what had just occurred, know that the rest of your traveling compatriots never even knew that creature was here.
Was that the same creature that Aiden saw swimming below when he caught something?
With that, it definitely is. You can tell I was waiting for the appropriate time to approach you.
Was not
Jin,
chasing it earlier a good idea?
Jin turns to Aiden and jokingly laughs. Coward.
I didn't see you stepping up to talk to it.
I wasn't curious enough.
You're welcome for the shield. You don't need to say thank you. I know you mean it.
Oh, I didn't know you speak Celestial.
Don't need to. That's it. The don't need to is in your head. Languages are for chumps.
So is burn scars.
Ooh.
Ooh. Instigation.
Lightning still burns, Metal Man. Watch
Language-
yourself.
It's still kind of heat.
Wait. Did you say languages is for chumps?
Yes. Telepathy is where it's at. Speak telepathy. Telepathy only.
Can you?
He's a Kalashtar. He's slightly racist against people that aren't telepathic. Just a little bit.
Aren't a
Don't know.
Teletubby.
He thinks he's better than you, and he is, but like not for the reasons he thinks.
Wow, he thinks he's better, and he is.
So we're not like mouth breathers. You were like mouth talkers. Hey,
Something
you.
like that, yeah.
Brain talker.
It's like, ew, you use your muscles to communicate.
You flat your lips to
God.
get people to do things for you? That's awful.
What is that? Like saliva coming out of your mouth?
Ew.
Gross.
Close your mouth. Speak
Hey,
with your
no,
mouth
I didn't.
closed.
Get it
Speak with your mouth closed.
The 21st century.
No talking at the dinner table. That's disgusting.
Holy shit.
The age of Corona kind of makes sense, but I'm just saying.
One celestial being finally shows up in this campaign, and everyone's at their fucking throats.
Well, I mean, we have a half divine party.
I know, it's just fucking hilarious.
Who's divine? Oh, my brother. Oh.
Wow.
You.
Rain, one way or another, your powers come from like the source of divine healing. Whether or not
So
you revere them.
you might have given up on God, but God hasn't given up on you.
That's what it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus loves all the little children.
Is your God actually Jesus?
No.
Can it be, please?
Are
No.
you shitting me?
Well, if that was the case, then my sister would not turn against God because all that
The
water would
Lord.
turn into wine.
Go sailing on an ocean of water. I mean, that's why I'm saying it makes sense.
I
Because
really
all that.
feel that.
It's the best point ever. That is really.
Jesus is the saint of all drunks. Sold.
Goddamn right he is.
Oh, see you out here.
Oh god. I know I said I was blasphemous as a character, but goddamn.
I mean, but Jesus was a JoJo character, so it's not so blasphemous.
Jesus is a
the
JoJo
way-
reference.
Jesus is a JoJo.
Figure.
It's the first JoJo.
Figure you were more of a Norse god kind of worshiping person.
If Jesus was a JoJo, doesn't that make Joseph a JoJo too? Or at least Mary.
Yeah, no, it's Joseph, son of Joseph.
Mary, his mother.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, technically, he's the son of God, sort of.
I mean, Joseph is the
Joseph
second
got some
JoJo
fucking-
after Jonathan. He's Jonathan's grandson. This is a dumb joke. We should continue playing D&D.
Yeah.
I know.
Alrighty, so. Still checking. Sure what lighting does.
It was a night to remember.
One to remember.
Are we gonna reach land someday?
No. I mean, it's also been like 2 days.
We've given up on land.
There are two scary things in the water. So I'm not
Fire.
really right. I kind of want to get on solid ground right now.
Alrighty. So, in the morning, obviously Plugin is able to point you in the right direction. And heading to Veronica Fairbridge's estate, you can see that the landfall is not far. In the distance, you see a beautiful, majestic marble estate built into the seaside mountain. You can see that it has its own port, as well as quite a few guards meandering around the outside, as well as what seems a portcullis that goes to the underneath, as well as a set of beautifully kept marble stairs that travel up to the main steps and stay, as well as other archers that sit in the overhead turrets, constantly vigilant and keeping watch over the ocean, as well as a few others that are more lackadaisical, but seem to be meandering about the mainstay of the mansion. Before you take full approach of the mansion itself, do you wish to plan anything before making landfall in the mainstay of their port?
Just want to clarify, did we get a full night's rest?
Yes, you did, so you're fully healed.
I
How do we want to approach this? We have that letter of writ which has been like deputized, right?
Mm-hmm. But obviously, just to prepare yourselves and decide on how you wish to approach this, either investigation-wise or brute force-wise.
we gonna.
There's also various options.
What if we
Mhm.
if we anchor out here and take the Griffins in and then announce ourselves as the inspection team, just for a little bit of shock and awe? Not?
Sure. Are you trying to make like an impact or?
Well, I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to sneak in. I mean, we're clearly off the shore. They can. I'm sure if we can see them, they can see our ship out here. So, just pull up into their dock, and I mean, we could do it like regular and do it that way. But we don't know if they're going to like get defensive or try to shoot the ship from land with ballista or something. I mean, like I don't know what they've got. But if we just like launch 4 Griffins off of the deck and like land in their port and hold up our writ and say, "Hey, we're here." I mean, I don't know how do you guys want to handle it?
We could go for the shock and awe.
I also don't want to go for shock and awe and get shot out of the sky.
Are we not?
I think-
Can we not be stealthy?
Currently, you can tell that many of the guards are watching the ship that's clearly sitting in the ocean nearby.
Yeah, it's hard to disguise a ship coming into port. And there's no reason for us to hide from the guards. We're not like wanted criminals. We're the good guys, ostensibly.
Oh,
Yeah. Those guards work for someone who might be a bad guy. So, and again, we're an unmarked ship. They don't know who we are. They don't know anything about our mission. We could just be traitors. Do we want to go in and pretend like we're traitors? I mean, Paul Gain used to run his own like shipping business. We could always say we work for him. And
Yeah,
We would
we're-
have to put the
I heard-
griffins below deck.
Keep, to take care of the merch on the ship. That's all.
opening new trade opportunities. We could be a new shipping company that want to join their fleet, or see if there are any contracts available for freelancers. If we want to go with that particular
Traveling mercenaries. We hired Paul Gain.
True. And you do know, especially with Dorian Seville under watch now, that she might need some new ships. Or you do
Or-
also have the knowledge of what happened with Dorian Seville, so that still leaves other questions as well.
if she'd had come to visit Dorian Seville at some point, we could always try and use Aratrice as our way in. She might be recognizable as a servant of Dorian Seville.
Ooh,
She'd
true
be
that.
willing to agree.
So you do see her kind of look a little bit surprised, like, so bringing kind of an attention to the fact that Dorian has retreated from his estates and maybe as an early warning, maybe messenger? Question mark.
And I think it's a viable option. What do the rest of you think?
Better
And
than going
only
and
if you
just
feel
blazing.
comfortable with it.
If she's willing to
Why
help,
are we
then of
trusting
course.
her? Why are we trusting her that much?
So far as we can see her, we'll be with her every step of the way.
That's
Imagine
fair.
you're speaking to me in my head. Oh, that's like what I'm nodding in my head.
I mean, I could probably get us for the introduction, but I'm not sure how much she would be willing to trust us, but maybe for the trade she would allow it.
What do the rest of you think?
Again, majority. I think if whatever is gonna get us in without immediately fighting everybody.
I think if she's willing to help, then we can go for it.
Right?
Then I will introduce you as lucrative trade dealers then, who are just trying to fill a gap. We'll see where we land there. Sound good?
It does, Archers, but I have a question for you before we do this.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize for the nature of this question, but
Go.
must know.
Mm-hmm.
Of your child, was it consensual?
Of course it was. I know Dorian was a monster at the end, but he was never a monster in heart. He was just a scared old human, afraid of death.
Stand that if we run across him again, will not stand in our way. You do understand what will happen. Yes.
I think if we were going to head in that route again of where he went, then I would stay behind at that point.
I understand this is a difficult thing to talk of, but must understand what he has done in order to extend his life. The forces that he's dealing with, there may be no redeeming him. We may make widow. Actually, what do you call a child with
Orphan.
loses their? Oh yes, and we will most likely make an orphan of your son. You cannot abide by that. Perhaps you should stay behind.
I think that would be wise after this.
Very well.
Also, just to share some more truths with him. I will forewarn you, I have met Veronica Fairbridge before. She is a quirky person, to say the least.
She's fucking nuts.
I must say, if you value any form of chastity or wish to put that on as a persona, she might take a pass or two at you.
Who? I look at Jin, like at him.
She just kind of looks at you, Jin, like, are you chaste?
What?
Chaste. Virgin. Abstinent.
Yes.
She'll might not.
I'm
like
sorry,
it.
what was the question?
None of your fucking business.
DJ.
So she'll just tell you flat out. Then I would suggest not telling the lady that.
Wow, Thalos. Wow.
Just like it.
I said this in confidence, and you go ahead and tell my sister.
No, I didn't know. I'm not admitting to anything. I'm just saying, like,
You
he
told
asked
her-
if you were gay.
And I told her it's none of her business, and you still told her.
Sorry, brother. I'm so sorry. I was just answering the question.
DM God, my trust in Thalos had plummeted.
I don't blame you. And chaste is literally just a kind of like a sworn oath not to interact with sex or gratification.
Oh no, I know now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, with that, Paul Gang will start bringing into port. You can see that quite a few guards are there and keep eyes well trained on you. Just let me reveal this section of the map.
I didn't quite catch who my brother's trying to seduce. What was that?
I wasn't trying to seduce anybody. What the fuck?
To Jin's credit, he was not trying to seduce anyone. Aratris was trying to warn him that this lady might try to jump his bones.
Oh.
She the virgin killer kind of baroness lady.
Virgin slave.
Now,
Buffy the
DM
Virgin
God,
Slave.
I have a question.
Maybe you could get the sugar mama you always dreamed of, brother.
DM God, I have a question.
Yeah.
Could my high charisma also work at turning people down?
You can definitely try to persuade them to not follow such a seedy path.
Tell them I don't consent. I don't consent.
Amber alert! Wait, wrong one.
No, that's the wrong alert.
Oh, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Call an ambulance,
Not
but not for me.
Wait, aliens. Someone call them.
So,
Josh, I don't understand how you don't get fed up with our childishness in our sessions sometimes.
I'm a professional.
Right. Professionalism. Exactly.
Alrighty, so upon arriving,
I mean, on a really quick sidebar, I sent Josh a TikTok of like D&D, and it's like all the players are like, "I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready," and then it gets to the DM, and he's like, "I am not fucking ready."
it's 100% accurate.
Okay.
So, upon entering into port, plenty of the archers are keeping well trained on the boat. As the one goes to meet Artress, and in this current inquisition, she immediately gives a polite courteous bow. We are here to meet with Veronica Fairbridge, discussion matter important to the trade ships of Dorian Seville. You can tell her that one of his favorite servants, Eritris, has come to give her a message and that we have a few others that are interested in continuing the trade in place of him. So with that, you can see that the other archers keep trained on you. You can see that they are still fairly nervous, a lot of the ones in the upper turrets, that you could see that aside from the 3 that remain here while the other one goes to deliver the message, that there is easily another 8 sitting on upper turrets at the higher points of the mansion at the seaside. What's up?
They're quite nervous if there's that many people.
Well, seaside mansion, obviously pirates are still a regular issue.
A problem.
Which also you
Are the
do
guards
see
all
the guards?
Are the guards all human?
For these archers, you can see the ones that are on the seaside front here are elven. You do see that a few up above are human as well. But you also take note that there are a few tieflings.
Oh,
Elite.
Shit. My one weakness.
Devils.
Female tieflings.
Oh.
So,
What's the max fall damage you can take for no reason?
Are you trying to kill me?
No.
Very specific.
Just in case things go sideways.
Are you trying to
the
kill me?
the DM's guide gets pulled out.
24d10.
Wait, so you're doing the 2d4 per 10 feet of falling?
If you reach terminal velocity and maximize height damage, it actually reaches terminal velocity and translates into 24d10.
Okay. So is 100 feet enough to reach terminal velocity?
It's enough to reach terminal velocity, but it still goes by the d6 perimeter.
The d6 per 10 feet.
Yeah,
Okay,
if
yeah.
you fall from 500 feet up, it reaches terminal velocity.
Got it. Okay, so not terminal. I just will get what 10d6.
Massively
damage?
fucked up. Yes. A max of 60 possible.
Minimum of 10.
Minimum of 30. Alright. See? Minimum of 30 usually. So, with that, after a brief time, you start to see some of the guards stand down. It feels like an eternity, especially with this many arrows trained on your ship. You can even see Paul Gain literally has the beads of sweat pouring down his face, like, holy fucking shit, what am I doing here?
Can I encourage everyone to act normal?
Define normal.
Or not act normal.
I think I better go underneath.
Prep anchoring, play with whatever shipments we have on the ship, make it look like we're an actual trading ship. Not everyone's sitting around looking nervous as fuck with the ship captain looking like he's about to shit a brick.
Jin snaps his fingers and his armor comes off, and he puts a robe around him,
Oh,
make him
okay.
look like a peasant.
I will grab Thalos and motion over towards the griffins, and then make it look like we're tending to the griffins, like we're the handlers.
Look at us using our brain. That's what I'm talking about.
We all look around we're all just kind of standing there, and we look and realize that we're all just kind of standing, and Paul Gain's like, and we all just go, and we scatter in different directions.
Rain pretends to be a cleric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nira stands there with her armor and her great silver sword, as
Good work.
just standing there like, I like this place.
I'd like to.
I tell Snake to go below deck.
Who?
Snake, my blue drake.
Oh.
With that,
Oh.
with
coming out,
a
so
procession of her personal bodyguards.
push Jin to the front.
No.
Yeah.
Too late.
Yep, Jin's in the
What are
front.
you afraid of? You got a new shield.
Um,
Look Look at that.
Hard
You're
pass.
Jen.
Jin fucking runs like,
What?
help me!
You're a punk.
So,
Little paladin can't handle the heat.
obviously,
Says the one who got burned.
Says the one who's
Oh.
in full plate, got a new shield. Got
I'm
a
not in
ring
full
back.
plate. I'm in a fucking robe right now.
At the snap of a fingers.
Veronica
Got your back, bro. I'm right with you. I'm right next to you.
with
Here you
her-
We're
go.
shit talking DM. There's no progression of plot.
Yeah, there's no progression of plot. And Talos, we're acting coy right now. We're like less than what we're trying to be.
Okay.
Coming out with her beautiful silken red dress and the beautiful ebony and gold ivory filigree covering her.
Is that Fairgrave chick?
Fairbridge. Yes.
Fairbridge.
And aside from her very comfortably walking towards Eritris,
Oh, thank God.
with
I was
a-
like, why the fuck is she in front of me?
a very savvy saunter kind of shuffling by. You also take note that her personal guard is dressed like that.
Leonidas, motherfucker.
Sparta!
Do they all have that big of a bulge, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Not that big.
That's her favorite.
Definitely.
Look at him standing like a proud field mouse.
Hell yeah.
So, as she approaches, she clearly recognizes Artris. She's, darling, welcome. I haven't seen you in years. And probably in the most bizarre fashion, as aside from like what you would assume be almost like the Italian kiss on the cheek, she instead grabs her full hands on her face and kisses her deeply. And you can tell it's extremely shocking to even to Eritris, where obviously this kind of behavior has definitely not been the way she was when she originally visited Dorian. And immediately after that, she stands there proudly and just kind of does the little lip wipe after that. And she's just sitting there. I haven't seen you wearing that armor in a long time. Who are these handsome devils with you? As at that point, Eritris is kind of
Did
like,
someone say devils?
Like giggling, picking.
Way to blow the cover.
with that, Eritris is kind of
kidding.
stunned for a moment, and she's like, these are the tradesmen that wish to replace some of the ships that will probably no longer be running with Dorians. And you can see her face kind of sours a little bit at that statement. He's like, did he not enjoy the barter that we had? No, it's unfortunate the city had found out what he was doing. And with that, she just kind of gives like a knowing nod, like, I see. And I assume the majority of you have come for gifts or the interests that are shared from these gifts. You can see her kind of eyeing both Thalos and Jin at the front.
I'm sorry, milady. I'm just the deckhand. I have no say in this matter.
I can definitely
Fine,
tell you
rogue.
know how to handle things.
Just capable. my
With
lady.
that, she just kind of, especially with you being courteous, like, such gentlemen for sailors too. No, I can see why you've been sending
For
them.
hire. Someone.
And not just men, women as well. I see.
Oh, this concubine that's with us?
She's dressed like a cleric. Why would you go with concubine?
What?
Or was he pointing at? Hold on, wait. Was he pointing at Dia?
No, I was talking about my sister.
Yeah.
So with that, very creepily enough, she does kind of eye your sister, and then she's like, "It's been a while since I've gone pearl diving, if you know what I mean."
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm sorry. It's just the way I wrote her.
Listen, I will sacrifice for the cause. No.
It's such a big sacrifice, isn't it, Rain?
Such
We
a
need someone on the
big
inside.
sacrifice. Oh.
Wow.
I
So,
will sacrifice for our gang. Just
Sacrifice.
saying. I'm not wussing out like my brother, but
Well, maybe I don't have to give my life, but I will give head. Wait.
I will give head for my life. So, with that,
I just like. So I'll no. Okay.
I mean, you can say what you want. It's just fucking creepy sometimes.
Flirt with Josh. Flirt with Josh. Role play flirting with.
Trust me, you do not want to know how far I've gone with so much. I played succubuses before.
I fade to black, man. No way.
I'd like to know what campaign and what episode I need to
Yeah,
go
where it's on YouTube,
Twitch
right?
the
You upload
fight.
all your stuff to YouTube?
Puzzle Box of Gemini, Otler's Tower, Pseudo Kaijutsu, Brad's character, Seduced by a Succubus was originally supposed to be saved. Party thought it was funnier to let him go with said succubus and slurped. So.
I want to watch that episode.
But obviously still faded to black on that part. But it was still fucking hilarious when he answered the door naked.
I had a bard character do that. No more bathhouses. I don't do bathhouses anymore. I don't need people taking off their clothes in front of the party.
That's funny.
But with that,
And then we have Jin.
she openly welcomed
Jin
Jin.
has been known to like streak here and there in the campaign.
It's been known to happen. Hello, Saki. Would you like to come for cuddles?
So with that, she looks to the rest of you, and very creepily licking her lips, obviously eyeing all the new beautiful treasures to play with in her eyes. Please, obviously, since we're going to be discussing business, we can discuss this over a fine meal and a drink. Though it's unfortunate what happened to Dorian. I assume he has retreated to the bosom of the king. Of that, Eritris looks a little nervously and just kind of says, "I'm not sure.
I roll insight on Arch.
So
Push her to say yes. Like, put it in her head. Say yes.
Well, first I want to roll to see if she actually is this true? Is she like, oh no, I don't know where he is, or it's like, oh, I mean, I don't know.
Okay, roll
I feel
insight.
like we need archers to have a little bit more confidence.
A 21.
So with that, you could tell, especially with the hesitation, you could tell that it's the information you gave her, which wasn't completed. But at the same time, you could tell it seems genuine. It's like she wasn't really sure if you went there. Not like she's fully informed or not. Obviously, missing information, and not entirely on her own fault, but mostly
Okay.
just things that weren't fully put out there, either between Dorian or even just quickly explained by yourself, not in the
Right.
bad fashion.
With
but
what
obviously-
happened and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, because you guys were still on guard when you initially spoke with her.
That's fair. Okay. Alright. So this woman apparently seems to know a great deal about where Dorian would have gone. Interesting. Iden takes note of that.
Alright. So, with that, Veronica Fairwich, she simply nods. Well, I assume that he has made it to the king's bosom and is quite comfortable now, probably in a Another library, dipping further into his books. And with that, you can see she looks over, and even though you would assume there would be color, her eyes are there. You still see the pupils are there, but it's almost like they've been calloused over, and they're just pure white. But they still have like that soft tinge of gray, like the color is still supposed to be there, but it's just been washed over or bleached in a way.
Is it like got like a cataract over it?
Does it look natural?
It looks natural. You assume it would be cataracts at first, but it's definitely not. It's just the way her eyes look.
Interesting. Could she be possessed?
It's a possibility.
Well, could I roll like an Arcana to see if I remember these traits in any, like, is this maybe somebody is suffering from a curse or something, or possession would be suffering from effects similar to this, or like,
You can roll me
is this a
Arcana or
common
religion.
shapeshifter?
Only one of them.
They're both
That
7.
roll.
Is one
Uh,
more
for
like
that-
which
Well,
strikes
if-
me more?
Aiden, if you roll religion, I can assist you so you have advantage.
All right,
Sure.
then I'll take that. A 26 with the advantage.
No, that's even better.
You can tell,
He can
that,
share it with.
especially for the knowledge of corruption, that you've seen a lot of cults like this. Usually they are probably previously possessed people that have been given blessings by the people and creatures that they worship, whatever they may be. And clearly with Veronica Fairbridge, you're not sure if it's the King in Yellow. This is definitely not the sign of the King in Yellow from what you've seen so far. This is a whole other entity. And she is very clearly blessed by it.
Is she wearing any sigils or anything?
Roll me a perception real quick.
Disable the advantage. Perception. 29.
Why?
I give her the up and down. You know, like
You're undressing
girl,
her with your
girl, what
eyes.
you? No, it's not sexual.
It's
not
not
into
sexual,
that.
but she does read it as sexual as you're fucking eyeing the shit out of her.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's the top to bottom.
Yeah.
Jen
The
tries to
carnal
walk
queen.
behind Aiden
Gross.
and just like push him forward.
Absolutely not.
Oh my god. So, well, it would be contested strength if you want to fight it.
I would say, get off of me, servant. Since
Oh.
that is what he's pretending to be, and if he
Sorry,
wants to
man.
keep
I'll go back.
the cover, he'll fuck off.
I'm sorry, Master. I'll go back to work.
You hear in your head, why do you suddenly have an accent? I don't think that's suspicious.
She never knew me from the start.
So,
You talked to her at the start.
you definitely see a very unique looking symbol. Oh, bless you.
Oh.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Would that 26 religion help me at all with that?
You do.
Ooh.
That is a particular signet ring.
Ma.
Come on.
Where have all good men gone? And
But the crest that's on her signet ring. Come on.
oh, it's a signet ring.
Would be of that.
Oh. Well, that's spooky, and it evokes thoughts in me, Nate. So,
So, especially with the 26 religion that still does carry over. Especially between the what would seem like cataract eyes, almost like the siren-esque attitude of constantly trying to seduce people, which is actually still very fitting for what religion this is. Obviously on the much more manipulative side, the location that she's obviously chosen.
Is she part of the religion of whores?
She's part of the religion of Dagon.
Of sexual liberation.
all right, very quickly, each of you hear that she is a servant of Dagon. One after another, in succession, mentally, you are informed that that she is wearing a ring of the servant of Dagon, and she has signs that she is a good servant, that she has received blessings from this being. I pass it on to everybody. Not
Jen
near
raises his
Enya
mental hand.
or Archus.
Jen raises his mental hand to Aiden, and do you care to tell the class who Dagon is? Because I have no fucking idea.
Thank you.
I say
DM God.
The Dark Elder God of the Ocean, Lord to Kuatoa, Mero, and all the deep Kinsey folk of dark and evil intent, an Elder God and brother to Hashtur, the Yellow King.
Oh.
Around the moment he says Dagon, I look around and I start looking at all our sculptures if there's anything like weird about them or featured.
Only a perception.
and we have. I
Do
don't
I get
like where we've
since
gone.
I know what I'm looking for.
For that, I'll let you have advantage for that, because you obviously know what you're intently looking for, especially now knowing the specific cult. Alright, so, you do take note that it's hard and it's very, very finely distinct. But just behind the ears on most of these people, as they do kind of shuffle around, you can tell most of them with their hoods up. It's hard to see. But they have gills that are currently closed. They're flat, but there is a fine surface line that you're able to see, especially being a professional monster hunter.
Does she have them?
For these, she doesn't have anything, which is more concerning. She shows nothing on her body.
Except the eyes.
The eyes and the almost tattoo-like blackened veins around her eyes. Almost like a masquerade face.
Varicose veins to the max.
But they don't look sickly. They look like almost naturally artistically there. But you can tell that
She's
it's
dead?
definitely her face.
She's
Yeah.
dead?
Is she
Can
cold?
I tell if she's breathing? Can I, what's it called? Advanced senses. I haven't used it in a while.
Yes, you can. You can do
Can
it.
I tell if she's like breathing? Can I hear or see?
So go ahead and roll me a perception advantage. Alright. With that,
I can't tell.
you can't tell anything much else, especially this far away. You would probably have to physically touch her to see if she's cold to the touch, or ask Artris when you get the moment. But you can tell she's definitely breathing, though it's not anywhere near as technically labored as anyone else here. You can tell her breathing is extremely relaxed.
Shallow?
Yeah. Equivalently
So she's
shallow,
at
but
home on land and they not.
But you can tell, especially for the pace of her heart, like the other guards obviously breathing a little heavier considering how far they walked, but she doesn't seem to be breathing that heavily at all from it. So,
These guards have no concept of tactics. Why are they standing like that on the stairs? Why did they not either split on the stairs or stay with their mark? These guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're obviously just like her concubines that she makes dress up in gladiator outfits.
very likely. Like I said, it's her personal guard. So,
we're going into the den of snakes.
Or we can stand outside of it.
Can
but,
resupply and then just leave.
well, she did invite you to come inside to discuss dealing, bartering, matters of transport.
We're coming to see her anyway, eventually, but
I think we should.
sooner rather than later.
Rain just wants to
Let's
get
go.
inside enough that they get inside this lady's bedchambers.
I mean, can you
We
blame her?
can't burn this place down until we're inside.
It's stone. We can't burn shit.
Still
You
our
won't
signature.
know unless you try.
My fire can only go so hot. I promised the DM I
Shall
wouldn't
we?
use it like a fucking
You definitely cannot burn marble.
Yeah.
Never stopped us from trying, though.
America, I can do whatever I want.
I'll burn that shit. I'll burn it to the ground. I'll burn your ass too, motherfucker.
I poll the party. How do we feel? What should I tell archers to say? That we accept, or we're gonna wait here?
Accept.
Except.
Alright, I
Okay.
tell her. I tell her that we would be happy to be graciously accepted into her home.
Before we go, like Talos said, we should probably maybe hide the ledger and not going into the
It's hidden in an extra dimensional space, aka my backpack.
Yeah.
It's not something that they
Okay.
could stumble across unless they kill all of us.
Aiden, how far?
Aiden.
Aiden. How far can Aiden communicate with someone?
Telepathically, 60 feet. I have to also be able to see them.
Who's coming with us? Who's staying on the boat?
I
I'm
don't
staying
think
on the boat since I'm being a deckhand, and plus I kind of like
Tank,
promise
you-
one.
Tank, you. I click my fingers and I say, I motion for you to accompany me.
you refer to him as deckhand.
Deckhand. I call him Cabin Boy, actually.
Captain,
Cabin Boy, with me I may need something carried.
Jin nods, but telepathically tells Aiden, "Go fuck yourself."
Aiden says, "Look, I didn't pitch for you to be the deckhand. I wanted you to be the pretty boy, but you did that. I'm just doing it. I'm sorry. Nothing personal. Mostly.
what about Diaz, Nira, and Cook?
I think
I think they should stay. I think Ku especially should be kept an eye on.
Who's
Yeah.
out of sight? He's already
Who
below
should,
deck the moment you said
No.
behave yourself.
can we leave Ku, Nira, and Dia on the boat with the captain and our griffins?
Snake will also stay and use his high perception to keep an eye on people. And if anybody gets on the ship, you will alert the other two. This is what I tell him to do, telepathically, because he's a good boy.
Just want to make sure. So y'all don't want to bring any NPCs to watch our back.
Drake Hound is
Maybe
coming
we
with
should
us.
bring them.
I feel like we should be able to communicate with them outside the building if some shit pops off inside the building, and they can come like.
I don't have sending.
The ship
We don't
is
have.
essentially
Yeah, we don't have that ability.
the ship is essentially anchored at this dock right now.
Oh, so then
And
take the whole damn party.
So my logic is, and this is how Aiden is thinking as well, is that these people are dangerous. Dagon is dangerous. This is on the level, if not on a higher level than Servants of the Yellow King. This is a highly intelligent foe, right? She owns an entire shipping empire. I don't want to take more people into the Lion's Maw than I have to, and we have multiple things that need to be guarded. So I'd rather Strike Force A go into the Lion's Maw, and the reserves hang back and make sure that we have a way out when we need it.
I know what I was thinking, but I feel like that's only an effective strategy if we can maintain communication with them. Otherwise, they're cut off from us. So if shit pops inside,
Wait,
it just sucks.
did we buy sending stones? I know that was an option at one point. Did we not do that?
It was too much for us at the time.
Don't think you bought it
we
yet.
did not. And I mean, I kind of agree. Like, I agree. I understand. Like, we don't want to bring everybody in there, but if we're leaving like some of our tanks behind, we have no way of communicating with them. Plus, they're on deck and they're under target. These guys who are on the cliffside archers who are 100 feet up. Like, they're not going to do us any good. They can't come charging into our rescue. And by the time they find out we've been slaughtered inside, it's already too late for them.
All
So,
Everybody,
So Thalos, I'm gonna ask you a serious question, right? Do you think they can fuck with us? Like, honestly.
I mean, yeah, come on. It's
I don't-
Jin. This is Jin.
I feel like the boss fights get harder and harder in this goddamn campaign.
They
Yeah,
have
he
but I
been
gives
mean,
us
yeah,
fun
we end up-
stuff so he can smash us harder.
Yeah, but I mean,
Obvi-
if we end up going up against an ancient god or something, yeah, we might want everybody.
Okay, I don't think we're ready for an ancient god.
But we can't leave the ship without people on it.
Unattended.
We don't trust these mother. We can't
I'd
leave the
say
griffins
Di-
unattended. We can't leave
Dia can stay. Like honestly, I think Dia can hold her own on the ship.
against all these guards.
Yeah, can't hold shit.
Dia
Dia
and
hasn't
Nira,
done a lot.
you guys
She
are
has-
underestimating Dia. You guys are massively underestimating.
You know
her.
who I don't underestimate? Nira. Which is why I
Because
think she
Nira
should
went
stay.
berserk and knocked out fucking Ramus. Of course, I don't underestimate her.
I remember a lot of people dying to Nira.
And plus,
I
we
remember
had more
almost a party
campaign
wave.
with Nira than we have with Dia. So of course your trust is going to be within Nira.
Right. I'm also leaving my pet to help guard. I think
That's a
it's,
lot of fucking griffins to take on. Like,
Right.
Yeah. Oh, if we're just
And
here,
Invincible's there. Hello.
it's true.
if we're here to trade, it doesn't make sense that we take our entire party.
That's suspicious. That's mad sus, yo.
She also wouldn't want us to take that many guards into her house. That's not how this type of thing works normally, right?
So I
We
think
should
we
have-
have to split party thing. We'll don't split party.
Don't split the party. The five
No, no,
of
The
us.
players.
Oh, okay.
Not us. I mean,
Say the NPCs stay
Yeah,
on the
NPCs
ship.
and right.
Players
Okay.
go.
Agreed. Rangers go in, NPCs stay.
Yeah, Ku and Nira are very, very strong. We know that for a fact. And Nira is smart
She's
enough
just not-
to defend our interests, and so is Dia. So the three of them, with the Griffins and the Drake, I think are a good bet. But the problem is like, this is like a water god we're talking about, and we're leaving our NPCs as sitting ducks in the fucking water if some shit pops
And
off.
they're not coming
Well,
out.
Lord of the Deep is not Lord of like all places that
He's
boats dock,
Poseidon.
but
When his
Yeah.
servant is the one whose house we're walking.
He could be Cthulhu, but he's not fucking Poseidon.
which is why we're not leaving the ship undefended.
Okay.
And if
well,
they gotta get away, then the Griffins are there.
We
Like,
haven't hired any casters. I think that's the next step. We need to hire a caster so that their party is more rounded out. Like we need I'm not gonna. I hate to say it to you, Rain, but we need another cleric because somebody needs to pick up some of this slack.
Jin puts his hand on Rain's shoulder. He doesn't mean it in a bad way.
I mean for them because we need to be able to leave them and not worry for their lives. So we get them like a Tempest cleric. It'll be fine.
He translates to his sister. He believes you can heal at some point.
I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. Aiden has seen it.
Inner monologue start. He lied. He never saw it.
Wow.
anyway.
So Rangers and Archers only. Everybody else is staying.
Okay.
Are we on accordance with that?
I think that's the best bet.
Would you
Okay.
say?
Hound is coming with me.
Ooh, Drake Hound's
Oh.
coming with you? Okay. Snake will still stay. I don't.
Oh my
man.
God, I
See,
feel
you're
like-
taking your dog, which makes you want to take my dog. No, I'm fine. I'm leaving Snake. I don't want him to die at the hands of
You
these
said
people.
that?
Unless Josh is
broke
gonna
him.
kill him on the boat. Look at his face. Look at his smiley. He's so happy.
Nate, you say that, but Ramus is taking his. You're trying to take your.
That's a shit joke. All right, moving on.
That's the best joke ever.
God.
I'll take
Because it's Drake.
I'll take my cabin boy and leave my dog. I value the dog higher.
Oof.
That's right.
I kid, cabin boy. Come on.
Moving on. Walking in now.
All right.
So y'all.
So, as you start to depart from your ship, at the same time, giving warm welcome, she does look to you, fellas, and giving a very coy smile, and it almost feels piercing to kind of be under her gaze, until she kind of does just one finger trace down the side of your cheek, and she just kind of softly whispers, "It's been a while since I've had some exotic men in my life."
Can I? 'Cause I know. Listen, it's. Look, this is just not gonna be great. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna try to make a charisma check.
You can, at the same time, while
With,
she does that, you can also make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oof.
Ah,
Charm. It's charm. I bet it's charm.
Ooh.
Is it?
Like,
Are we aware that?
I meet her gaze with my glowing copper eyes, like I'm not impressed. No, not that I'm not impressed, but it's like you have no power over me. I'm coming because I want to.
You have no power here.
So,
Carlos, you do realize if you say something like that, she could get offended and things could go south.
well,
I'm using guidance. Hold on. I'm going to use guidance to up that. Hold on.
ooh,
Oh, 15 charisma.
all right.
Check.
And he gets plus because he's
All right, I don't know how that comes off.
He's
Wait,
near
does he
Jin,
get
so he
plus
gets
15?
bonuses to all his saves.
That is true, but he already rolled
What?
a 23 on a save. Oh wait, the charisma save. No, but
charisma
what, it
save,
was
he
supposed
gets
to be a
another-
charisma check, like not a save.
Charisma. Oh, it was a check. I'm sorry, my fault. All right. Okay. Well, then that probably is about to. No, wait. What do I roll like to do the charisma check? Am I just clicking on my
It's just you
charisma?
roll a charisma.
Yeah, just roll
Don't you?
charisma.
Oh, dang it. Can't get that 12? All right, hold on.
You
Whatever
get
it
that
is.
12. You get the 12.
It's going to be.
Oh.
Ooh, all right.
That-
No, I'll take
you-
14
yeah, you-
plus 3, 17.
Yeah.
I've
not-
never heard somebody so conflicted with.
Talos is like fumbling inside his head, but outside it looks really good.
You sure you're not really flustered right now?
No, I really am because it never works for me. But I pretty much, when she says exotic men, I pretty much just like. Okay, all right,
That's
wait, Rain, look away. All right, don't listen. Don't listen. To
Go
it.
away.
As a half dwarf, there's a name for us in D&D, and that's a mule. That's what they call half dwarves. So all of the charisma check isn't my face, it's my crotch. That's pretty much like, don't look up
Whip
here.
out your horse stick? What?
I don't whip. No, I don't whip it. I just kind of like, just sort of like, as she's tracing her finger, I just sort of like pull the cloak aside and it's kind of like, yeah, well.
You
You know what they call? Do you know what they call half dwarves in France? A mule.
DM God, does he get inspiration because that was
You
probably.
definitely do, because holy shit.
Is that what the curved sword comment is for?
curved swords.
Oh God.
With that, especially she just coyly smiles at you. Even though you do feel like a brief pang in your heart, obviously there was definitely a sense there that you managed to resist. And especially with that comment, you can tell she gives a very wide smile and the, soft eyebrow raise as she looks at you with a devious grin. I'll be sure to take you to the rodeo then.
All right. I sort of give everyone else a nod, like, okay, I think we're cool.
For
We
now.
said to the gods.
Give him some bladder infections for our life.
Was that a spell effect?
For that, it was not.
I tickle the back of Jin's brain, wherever in his brain his divine sense is located. I tickle that part of his brain.
It unnaturally triggers.
Alrighty. You do sense that she is of fiendish blood.
He's a what? Say that again.
Fiend blood.
So, obviously, bringing you into the mansion. Be able to enter into the main foyer, as well as the grand hall, and heading towards the dining hall to discuss matters, and obviously to have dinner made and all. And we'll leave off there till next week. And the investigation.
On our way to dinner.
An investigation and discussion with Veronica Fairbridge. Very flustered party.
So you've got not interested, cabin boy, gay,
Trying to be not interested.
brain
cabin
gay,
boy.
gay into her, And then, how does Ramus feel? Ramus is unimpressed as well, right? By the exotic content comment.
I
He's
think
her-
with exotic,
There.
werewolf, whatever, were-tiger, I think that counts.
He doesn't even know about that.
She doesn't.
She
Not
did
yet.
say exotic
Mira
men.
does.
So multiple.
Mira.
She knows.
But or she was racist.
Do we go inside?
I mean, you could look around here. There's a lot of white dudes, so you guys are pretty exotic there.
No.
Hilarious. That's fetishism. Wait a minute.
I told y'all, Constitution was the second most important part about being part dwarf.
Gross.
Gross.
Gross. Absolutely disgusting.
love how-
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I just love how Phalos is like the only one to willingly stand up front with Aratris.
Aiden is not a frontline character. He has a minus
I'm a
one
different
charisma.
dude.
I'm a ranged
dis-
paladin.
That's not true. Jin is just tired of talking every time.
Exactly. It's like anytime a charisma
Oh,
check needs to
man.
be done. Jen, no, you guys are grown now. You can handle this.
We should do a game where for some reason Jin and Aiden switch bodies and we have to play each other's characters.
Oh God, that would be horrifying.
No,
To throw you into the mess that is Aiden, it would be beautiful.
I want to see an episode where Jin is mute, but
Oh.
still makes charisma checks, and just like, just through body movements, or just like.
Wait, I got a really important question. Have I ever failed a charisma check?
Yes.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
Have you?
Uh,
Has he?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
I don't remember it.
He's
I
flirted
killed one.
at a lot of people that
He has
did not
rolled a few
take
natural
interest.
ones on his charisma checks. Not all of them. a
Really?
few.
I don't think I ever failed a charisma check.
At the same time, you weren't always here, so it wasn't always you rolling.
Ah, okay. So it wasn't my natural charisma.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it fucking was. It was your charisma, sister.
I didn't even play you.
You were the only. Well, no, Aiden was in control of me one weekend.
I would just like to say thank you, Josh, for running. This was a lot of fun, and I look forward to the shenanigans that we're gonna get into.
I apologize ahead of time. 'Cause
Oh God.
Thanks.
What does that mean? I hate. Should I have taken Snake with me? Am I gonna be crying about Featherhead next session?
Yes.
Promise me that the boat is safe, Josh.
the
Tell me
boat,
that the
promise
boat
me
the
is
this.
boat
safe.
is fucking safe. You just got here. You gotta talk to the bitch first.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry ahead of time for any awkward situations.
Oh, that's fine. Rain's gonna be flirting with Veronica. It'll be
Well-
fine.
We'll see.
We
Wait,
push
wait.
her in that direction.
Right now, Thalos is looking like the meal she might want to snack on, so I'm just gonna stay out of her way.
Let me tell you something. That charisma check, because you guys know my rolls are always horrible. The only way that happened was literally Thalos took a page out of Jin's book, because Jin is Mr. I don't give a fuck. It's never Jin trying to be charming.
Nope.
He makes his charisma check. It's always Jin whatever. I'm not even interested. So that was literally Thalos don't do what comes naturally to you. Pretend you're not interested.
Channel
Like-
Jin. Channel Jin.
One but you.
That was the only way that's the only way that check worked. It's like Channel Jin. It's like being in a high school sitcom. It's like, all right, you like the coolest kid you know. All right, I don't care, and it works.
Good job.
That's it.
You
Nice.
did it, buddy. I am proud of you.
Thank you, man. I'm gonna fail it next time. I promise.
Are we competing or are we
That's the best. Those are the best moments when one of the druids step forward where we have a whole dialogue, and then at the end Josh is like, all right, now roll persuasion, and I'm like, oh, you sure it wasn't good enough? The role play I did, it wasn't good? No, then man.
It's that presidential speech. 4 and 7 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes,
roll for it?
yes. Other times, it does require because the person's evil is fun.
Sometimes you say, are you sure you want an opportunity to attack that dragon?
I give you a chance. And you burn. burn it to the fucking ground.
Gosh, thank you, man, for running this. Seriously, hey, how did
So much
everybody
fun.
look in December? I know, like with the holidays and everything like that, everything's gonna be probably hugely up in the air. We can throw
Since
I
we're
just don't know if
social
we-
distancing still and everything, my boss is closing the office for like 2 weeks.
I should be good for the next 2
So,
weeks.
I'll pretty much
11
be on vacation.
and 18. I should be good.
I'm free both 11 and 18.
I'll
see.
So,
I should
How
do-
about this? I'll put both dates in and make reaction marks. If you can make one, react to it. If you can make the other, react to that, and I'll put an X if you can't make it to either.